in the church and was buried along with her name. But when he came, Father McKenzie, wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one will say.
So the mic is on. Testing for YouTube. 1, 2, 3 audio. Testing 1, 2, 3 audio. And welcome to Scout Day here at the beautiful campus of Rowan College, South Jersey, Cumberland for BFA Sports. Doug Stasic sitting in with the BFA Sports Crew team and athletic director of RCSJ Cumberland, Mr. Jonathan J.D. Diamco. We're just getting things situated. The lineups were a bit late to the party, as we sometimes like to say. Nothing wrong with being fashionably late, of course, but when they come to lineup cards, they're kind of necessary. So if you're watching us on the BFA YouTube live stream, you're going to want to go over to Gamechanger. Today's game is sponsored by Gamechanger. Download it on your favorite iOS or Android device at gc.com. And the reason why is simple. Real-time scoring, real-time stats, highlight clips, and more, JD.
I'm excited. Glad you guys are back here. And we're ready to go.
Okay, it's go time here in Cumberland. So first pitch in for a strike, and the pitcher is John Libero.
John, who goes by Jack, is going to be a top arm for us. He had a really good summer in the Appalachian League. Too good of a summer, but we're excited to see how he goes here today.
Pitch is in for an 80-mile-an-hour take to Noel Oliveria out of Hamilton West. It is the high school.
Yeah, he had a good BP round earlier today, and see if it translates.
Swing and a miss, 82 miles an hour. So again, I pointed out with Gamechanger, because if you're looking at the YouTube stream right now, you're not going to see a scoreboard because it's all on Gamechanger. So every player competing today will have an opportunity. They can go into their Gamechanger profile, and every at-bat, every strikeout, every fielded ball will be clipped with our BFA video, thanks to our friends at Gamechanger. And there is strike number 3. So ice in the veins for Libero.
Yeah, he's just got a lot of moxie. You can kind of see he's quiet, confident. Well, hold on. Right now he's quiet, but he's very opinionated. But he's great to have on our staff, and great start for him.
All right, so it'll give way to Zach Carlton out at Noonan, Georgia. We made sure that was correct, thanks to Coach Holt. Breaking pitch misses in at 68 miles an hour.
Coach Holt's got a nice lineup this year, as he has in years past. So, as we said during the workout portion, we're expecting Salem to be in the mix this spring.
81-mile-an-hour pitch is up and out of the zone. You know, we were talking about the bats that we saw in some of the workouts earlier. I mean, we had exit velo. You had Hallman on the RCSJ side, top out 106 miles an hour. There were multiple Mighty Oaks that were smashing acorns.
Yeah, it was
mid
loud.
90s.
It was a loud morning.
So Libiero, confidence in the breaking pitches.
I feel like this is like flight night at the link. People coming out for scout day.
Dude, it's an awesome
Yeah.
crowd, man. We'll kind of show you in between some of the
Yeah.
breaks, but you got nice. People were pretty excited to see some baseball in the fall. Ball is sky high, goes out towards center field, making his way and getting underneath of it is number 21, Connor Bain. I'm realizing, JD, that I am so far into this. I didn't even put my defensive notes or anything in because I just usually go right by Gamechanger. So
Well,
I'm
I'm
going
telling
to
you,
trust the process.
This is the first time I've used Gamechanger, and this is incredible.
Yeah, I'll show you some scoring things as we go
Okay.
along that'll blow your mind because from like a scouting and a staffing thing, like
Right.
a lot of the things that you have guys and they're sitting behind a thing and they're
Right.
charting and they're doing guns. Well, imagine if I told you that every time that you're just scoring as you are now, you could track every pitch. You could put the velo in, you could put the pitch type in, and so then you would have a chart. So at the end of the game, you would actually see every single pitch that every single pitcher had thrown.
This is good.
So that'll bring in Nick Toms. And of course, if you're watching on Game Changer, you'll see the stats of the game as they happen. So there'll be a live box score. There'll be highlight clips as they come along. Very cool part is as you go along in the season, it updates your stats in real time.
It's awesome.
So especially for the Region 19 programs, which I have been preaching about the benefits of it, but from a fan experience, from a scouting experience, it is next level. So swinging a miss to Toms.
Tom's had a really good. I mean, he's a collegiate baseball player, and everything you can think of what you would want to draw up as a collegiate baseball player. That's Nick Toms. Liberia is just throwing really well right now, and again, we're excited to see where he ends up after Cumberland. Just got to get his grades in line, which they're on the right path. He's got a couple more semesters here with us, and he's going to be one of the better arms in Region 19. And we'll see how he pans out today.
And there's a nice breaking pitch, and he punches him out. So it's 3 up, 3 down. Liberia is feeling it, and on Scout Day, well, that's a good first impression. So it's scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first here from Rowan College, South Jersey, Cumberland. And Vonzel Rivera. He is going to be the pitcher here for the Mighty Oaks on Scout Day. Going to lead things off with number 5.
Benny Myers.
And this is Ben Myers.
Yeah, Vonzel got a lot of innings for Coach Holt, and I trust Coach over there for Salem. So we expect to have some really good, decent performance out of Vonzel today.
All right, well, first pitch misses up out of the zone. Myers now working ahead in the count 1-0. And in a showcase format, JD, going to go 3 outs or 5 batters, whichever comes first.
Yep. So the coach has kind of discussed, obviously it's going to be a little bit of a fluid setup, but the structure is 3 outs or 5 batters, whichever comes first. So we're excited. Benny was a huge, I don't call it a surprise, but the way everything kind of panned out last year, Benny was a go-to for us for a lot of he filled in at catcher last year, came in as an outfielder, so he's got a lot of high expectations out of Ben for this year.
He has just some real good natural pop. There's a grounder. It's going to go over to short, gobbling it up and making the throw on a 6-3 putout is number 18, and that is Tyler Napoli. I'll give way to Casey Vaughn.
Casey, as we mentioned during the workout portion, he's a veteran. Decided to come back. He had the year to stay at the junior college level, so we'll see how it works out for him. He's taking a bet on himself. He had a lot of suitors after last spring, but wanted to give this one more shot.
First pitch misses low and away. So Vaughn will work ahead. Heavy swinging lefty. Mentioned that he's a switch hitter. There's a hard grounder. Goes right at the first baseman, and a little difficulty with the defense. So good hustle by Rivera to go over there and cover the bag, but that ball got pushed out into the hole. You'll see it here on the Gamechanger instant replay. Just a good look inside, but it's so tough.
It's one of that's early in the fall, so there's not that gel chemistry, however you want to term it, between the infielders. So it's going to take some time. Again, we're still early in the fall.
And diving back to the bag to say he's got it in time.
It's going to be tough over there. There was a little bit of standing water yesterday afternoon, and we had some cold weather to finish and cold morning, so it didn't really dry out as best as we wanted it to. So it's good. Base runners over at first, going to have some trouble. Hallman had a really good BP today. Let's see how it pans out.
Well, Hallman, that one goes off the inside handle of the bat. They're going to go for 2, but they're only going to get the 1. And tough slide there by Vaughn into second base. They'll get the lead runner, but number 1, second baseman, and that is Noel Olivaria, going to have to shake it off just a little bit. All right, so we're moving along, and that'll bring up number 15, Josh Mejia. So everybody resetting.
Oh, you got to put. Oh, that's my fault.
It's Crespo back. Well, you probably have the list. All right. So we're moving right along. Is Josh Mejia now? He'll step in. Oh, I'm sorry. That's David Apollonia, guys. We got 2 number 15s.
Yeah.
That one's Apollonia.
Too many guys on the roster.
We've done that a lot today. And it's all at Apollonia. There he is. Well, take another look at Apollonia at Egg Harbor Township. There he is, the infielder. Sophomore, 5'10", 160 pounds. And it looks like on deck it'll be Jack Peacock. And there's a grounder over to Olivaria. Gets by the outstretched glove, and Apollonia. He is another guy with his name ending in IA who gets the hit.
Just putting the ball hard in play right now, the Dukes. That's going to be the focus for most of the fall is just getting get the timing down early, and then ultimately trying to get themselves ready for the spring.
And that'll bring up Jack Peacock, Prada Williamstown, St. Augustine Prep alum. They're going to take that pitch. It'll miss.
Kind of see a theme with Coach Carolla's lineup early. It's all veterans.
Yeah, well,
sophomores. I guess just trying to give them the shot to kind of keep their jobs here.
The incumbent approach. That ball misses in the dirt. It's a take. Snap throw back to second base. No harm, no foul.
Awesome to have Jack in this spot. 2 outs. 2 out runs are huge when you're trying to win ball games. So good test for Jack earlier.
Peacock, this one goes deep to center field. It's going back to the wall and over the head. He's got one, at least 2. And Peacock with a stand-up 2 RBI double. And the Dukes are on the board, courtesy of Jack Peacock. Just a good piece of hitting. Waiting on this ball to come to him. Might have a chance to see it here on the Gamechanger instant replay. Good pass at the ball. Just see he goes down.
Yeah, he was just ready he was in a 2-0 count, hitting count, and he just drove it. He was ready to go, and good for Jack.
All right, so Peacock with the RBI double times 2, and that'll be 5 batters in showcase ball. So we will move along. Top of the second, Mighty Oaks coming up the bat here on BFA.
So we're back here at RCSJ Cumberland. We got a new pitcher in. It's Mikhail Goods out of Egg Harbor Township. And if you want to talk about highly coveted right now, it's Goods. He's coming from the left side, but he's got the velocity to follow and the movement, which you'll see here. Pitched tremendously in the Region 19 championship game last year. Unfortunately, we didn't get any runs for him, but we're excited to see Goods this spring.
All right, so Goods getting ready to deliver to Michael Blackiston out of Deptford, swinging a miss, 89 miles an hour. Well,
I held my
that'll heat my coffee back up.
I held my breath. I was like, if velocity's good, please throw it hard.
That looks like an easy 89. He's just very relaxed. That ball fell back into the standing room only.
Standing room.
You should have sold tickets today, man.
Flight night.
You know?
Flight night. Yeah, this is incredible.
I'm looking forward to flight night later on tonight, probably over the brass tap.
Yeah, last week we hosted Delaware Tech, and we had a huge crowd.
Oh, it was gorgeous weather last weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably part of it. But, it was great. And we've got just a great pitch there.
Swing and a miss, drop third strike, but no problem as Mayers will get it down to Kurtz. And Goods delivers first strikeout, the first batter he faces. That'll bring up Nick Davis. Again, I'm following along here, man. This is next level when it comes to announcing because, a lot of times people, you've seen pictures in the booth, and certainly if you've followed us on BFA, we have a good time rousing each other about the book. But with our partnership with Gamechanger, it's really kind of blown my mind about just what is actually possible as we go along here. Yeah,
I'm a little bit of a noob with this, but I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, listen, it's very informative. The cool part is, from a coaching staff standpoint, it doesn't cost the program anything to use it. So you can stream your games. You got a live streaming platform. You have a scoring platform that everybody can follow along, and then you have options. So it's a free platform to use, and certainly there's additional features, just like anything else you download these days, where if it's, hey, you want the basic version, you can get it. But if you want more bells and whistles, well, for $5 a month, I mean, come on. All right, so Goods continuing to work, and great command. Breaking pitch didn't impress the umpire, but it impressed me.
Yeah, the big thing with Goods from year one to year two was just maturity. I think when things are going really well, he was really high. When things are going bad, he was really down. So I think at least early on so far, he's been cool and calm.
Oh, that ball is sky high, but way foul. Just past the legendary Charles Hope. Must be getting warmer in the afternoon because I'm still wearing a hoodie, but Charles Hope, he's over there. I'm surprised he doesn't have a tank top on. Dude's on fire over there.
Ripped. Just ripped.
Well, we've been shooting games now for a couple seasons, RCSJ, and the BFA crew loves the perch, and the umpire loved that one. So a great pitch put out variety by Mikhail Goods, and we'll have a chance to look at it and slow it down a bit on the Gamechanger instant replay. And a pitcher's pitch, JD.
Just Mikhail again. It's just the talent is there, the stuff is there, and when you're around the zone a lot, you'll get some folks to bite on some of the balls outside the zone, and you saw it right there.
So another strikeout, and that'll bring up the batter, number 18. That's Tyler Napoli.
It's a plus when your two top arms are from the left side. So Coach Kroll, pitching coach Darren Fisher, they're thrilled about where this staff is right now.
So there is Napoli versus Goods. You can see it on the Gamechanger screen. I'll mention another feature. You can actually integrate, which we need to take the next step. You can integrate Pocket Radar on screen into your Gamechanger live stream.
I saw that.
Yeah.
When we were going through the app. That is next level.
Oh yeah, no question about it. Oh, he calls a strike, so he calls him back.
Interesting.
So I'm looking at Napoli, and I'm drawing a blank. So I'm really going to put you in a bad spot, which it drives me nuts when Al does this to me all the time. There was a Milwaukee Brewer who had a build like Napoli. He was like a giant, but you're like from a baseball player, you're thinking, is he too tall and lanky to play?
Sexton.
That's who it is. Sexton. Look at you.
Yeah.
Right on the money.
Man.
I was drawing a blank and you delivered.
Come on, man.
But I look at Napoli and he's like a young looking Sexton. It's like, dude, this guy is a giant, but he's got a frame. And I was watching him hit earlier and he was just pounding the ball all over the field. And I'm going, this name is escaping me. It's my reference point. I couldn't come up with it. You saved the day. As Drew Tongue.
The Brewers of those days, those are legends.
Oh.
Sexton, Overbay, Burnitz, Cirillo.
Yeah.
I can go down the list there.
Yeah, it was a very good squad.
Right. Fortunately, at that time, I think the Cardinals were.
Yeah, they were a little better.
Yeah, at that time.
And that was before even Lucroy, because Jonathan Lucroy was the catcher, but he was after that crew had come in.
Just can't put them all together.
I'm not going to say anything, JD, but I think there's a certain college coach that's pretty impressed with what he's seeing from your pitcher here.
So that's the thing. Like I said,
he's got real close all of a sudden.
Goods is Goods is highly coveted. Again, the stuff is there. It's just a matter of him. Obviously, the classroom. That's number one, and then two, just the character. The stuff that doesn't show up on the radar gun. But you see his physicality, you see his build, you see the motion, all of it. It's what you want.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that that the radar guns are out right now.
Yeah, that ball gets away from Mayers. It'll allow Napoli to scoot into second base. And there is another swing and a miss. So it's not a windy day, but Goods has brought a couple fans with him. And I'm not talking about the ones in the stand. I mean, the wind created by the swing and miss of the bats is a beautiful thing here in September on Scout Day. BFA Live Sports, powered by Gamechanger. We will be back as the Dukes will come to bat bottom two with a 2-run lead. Let me know what you guys got. And back here on BFA. It's Scout Day, powered by Gamechanger. You're going to hear me say that 47 times, I'm sure. But, hey, if it's good, it's good.
Incredible product.
Connor Bain leading things off for the Dukes. Ball misses up and out of the zone, 83 miles an hour. New pitcher on the hill is John McAllister.
Showed well, dual guy. Showed well out in the field, and looks like Coach Holtz got him out of the pen early here.
80-mile-an-hour pitch up and out of the zone.
Yeah, Connor Bain, who's hitting right now. Again, just we love his leadership with this group, and obviously he's got the talent to follow it. And if he does get on here with a base on balls, I'm excited to see how he base runs.
That ball.
3-1 count here. Bain's got to look for something to drive, almost like how Peacock did in the first inning. Just looking for a pitch to hit.
Oh, Bain going to find his way to first.
Would it be corny if we play Bain sound clips during the season?
Oh, I think it'd be awesome.
Okay.
You wouldn't even need the video clips. If we were doing the game, I could pretty much do it for you. Jimmy Kurtz climbs into the batter's box. No outs here in the bottom of the second. Kurtz takes the first pitch offering, outside corner for a strike.
Excited for Kurtz to get a year in. Again, he kind of just bad luck, got hurt in his second at-bat of the season, and it was a season-ending injury. So he was granted his red shirt, his medical red shirt back, so he's got all 4 years still. And I just want him to get a chance here.
That ball just misses Kurtz's belt line. He tough dude, and you talk about tough breaks, but this was a guy that kind of went through this physical transformation just about a year and a half ago. So certainly to see him in a Dukes uniform, being a local kid, that makes a guy like me, admittedly, very happy.
Yeah, we're happy to have him here. He looks the part right now. Big lefty bat, plays a decent first base, and he should have some suitors after this year. And if he chooses to stay back one more, he'll have more following that year. So, whatever's best for him, if he does find a fit after this year, we're probably going to kick him out. So, again, the goal is to get to that next level, not stay here and play for us. We want guys to get to where they need to be.
Well, you talk about a dude that's tough. Towards the end of the summer circuit, he was digging in, didn't want to give up the inside part of the box, took one off the face.
Nice.
Stayed in the game.
Glad he's with us here.
All right. So McAllister going to get a mound visit early in this one. And you're probably not going to be able to actually see this angle from where you're at right now, but maybe Charles on first base can take the camera towards the left-handed batter's box where the chalk is. I know it's the fall, so it's a good time to get the kinks worked out. But I don't know who made the foul line near the batter's box, but
I'll take a shot at him. So that's our assistant AD, Chris Lopez.
I thought it might be Lopez.
There's still growth happening here. It's fall for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, if
it's a tough C there.
Look at that batter's box.
It's a tough C.
Yeah, the line going down. I don't know. I mean, maybe he was out late last night.
Well, he was under the weather last week. So he missed a couple days of work. Then he went to the Monday nighter. So it's been a long 7 to 8 day stretch for our assistant AD.
Yeah.
So, we set the field up last night to get it ready for today.
Did he not play for John Triantos?
There's a lot of things. A lot of boxes were checked off with Chris. So you would think. Did
he play for him?
He did.
So if Coach were to see that,
well. I think everybody.
Chris would be still running right now.
I'd say everybody between the age of 51 and maybe 19 have played for John Triantos. So, you would think.
Andre Boyer hoping he's not going to have to worry about the chalk. The power hitting outfielder, 245 pounds of fury in the box right now.
I wish Andre was a little meaner. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, and he taps that one high and foul, and running around the screen, hiding the pocket radar, is the catcher. So Crespo.
That should get him recruited right out of the gate.
I tell you.
Navigating the screen and the pocket
radar. And the thing was, I kind of think he remembered it was there because he didn't really look down, or his peripheral vision is amazing. Because I was kind of expecting him to get caught up in the net and then tackle the radar, but Crespo able to work around it. Things you can do in the fall that you couldn't do during the season. That would be putting a radar on the field.
Wish we could.
And he gets a hold of that one, hammers it into left field, rounding the bases. It's not Batman, it's Bane. Here comes the throw. He slides, and he's going to be safe. Throw back behind the runner, not in time. And the Dukes have runners at first and third, courtesy of Andre Boyer. So a lot of times in the fall, JD, you kind of say, oh, the pitchers have a little bit of an advantage where maybe the hitters haven't seen some live pitching in a couple of weeks, but not the case, at least early on, for the Dukes, who are wearing the gray unis with the navy blue and gold numbers today.
Yeah, this last weekend, the guys had a really good offensive day. And, we were wondering if it was just not a fluke, but, just they were getting pitches to hit. Usually at this time, the pitches are ahead of the hitters. So this is a pleasant surprise.
Brian Sanders now out of Winslow Township. He'll take pitch number 1 up and out of the zone. That's a fun play to score there on a game changer, by the way, and you got to move a bunch of guys around, make a lot of decisions. But it's much easier than trying to write in a little box in a book. That one's skied high. Here comes Crespo. This time he's going to just let the ball. Oh! That'll scare the living, what out of what. So, not sure. All right, looks like, hold on a second here. Try to help you out. I think it might have locked up on you. Man, came right off the
Yeah, that was loud.
tent.
It's up here.
That ball's thrown down to second base.
No, you're good. It hit that, and then so in steps Brian Sanders, Winslow Township. So we're a little rattled back here. That ball almost hit us.
All right, so you're gonna have to catch up on that one. So I think is Kurt's over at third.
Coach.
Yeah, so we gotta score. Bain scored. Oh no, we're good.
Oh wait.
Yeah, Bain scored. Kurtz is over to third, and then Boyer ended up at second on that last at bat. So,
and then
we're gonna hit undo for a second. All right, so now Bain scored on the last one, right? Off the bat of Boyer. Yep. All right, so now give him his double. So Bain scored, hit it safe on Bain, and then you can put back.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right, so looks like McAllister, as we get caught up after the thunderous sound of I don't know what off the tent. Did it hit the trailer first? I think it hit the tent first. Hit the trailer first. Oh, okay. Well, nonetheless, it is a 3-0 lead for the Dukes. We're caught up as now Ben Myers steps in.
We are back.
Sanders was retired on a strikeout, and now it is Mayers. So he'll jump in. 1 out, runners at second and third.
Yeah, that ball hitting the trailer just completely set everything off kilter for a second. It's fall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so again, I mean, early in the fall, you'd expect the arms to be ahead of the hitters a little bit. The Dukes had a really good offensive day against Delaware Tech last weekend. Those teams played 14 innings, and the Dukes became victorious.
That ball is launched to deep left, going back to the fence, and goodbye. So the catcher, Ben Myers, with the tank to left. You'll see it on the Game Changer instant replay. And the Duke dugout, they just kind of knew that ball is gone, seen that one before. And, well, Jimmy Kurt's not going to have to rush home on that one, and neither's Boyer. It's a 3-run bomb.
Yeah, this is just impressive. Again, not being a homer right now, but just where the bats are is just it's impressive.
That is one heck of a start to the fall season. We're only in inning number 2, as it's now a 6-run Duke lead. And that'll end the frame as we'll move along top of the third. All right, back as Nick Chiodo takes the hill. Number 34, left-handed thrower for Rowan College, South Jersey, Cumberland. For BFA Sports Duck Static alongside the AD, JD, Jonathan Diamco, giving us some insight into this Duke's roster. And got to say, I don't know if it was the hack attack that you guys just got for the program, but, I mean, the boys are taking their hacks, and they're putting some runs on the board.
Yeah, again, I said it during the break. This is impressive. Again, not being in a homer. It's just usually the arms are ahead of the bats at this point. And so for these guys to put these types of swings on these pitches is impressive. Speaks to their work, not just at practice, but during their own downtime.
Well, the first pitch in to the catcher, Crespo. There's a called strike.
So Chiodo, another one of those arms. He started out at Immaculata, made his way to us last season, or back in 2021, excuse me, and just wanted to.
Good swing on the baseball. Peacock going to rush over to cover. That was some good hustle play, but crossed the diamond.
Looks like they switched.
Oh,
they put Vaughn over at short.
So they did put Vaughn over at short. But a good heads-up defensive play there by the Dukes. So it's Hallman at third. Vaughn is at short. He's the one made the play. Peacock over at second, rushing to back him up, which is good fundamental baseball. And Kurtz over at first. In the outfield, left to right, it's going to be Apollonia, Bain, and Boyer. And behind the dish is Ben Myers with Chiodo's first pitch to Xavier Jones.
Yeah, so Nick had an opportunity to take some offers last year, but he chose to come back. He just wanted to see what he could do for us this year and obviously for himself.
So Jones being patient here as he's challenging Chiodo to work around the plate. It's 2-0 count. Make it 3-0.
Nick is a tireless worker. There's three guys that are just constantly calling us about, is the weight room open? Is the gym open? Nick's one of those kids, Jay Cornelia, who we'll see later, and Leo Perez. Those three guys are constantly working at their craft. So just because of that, I really want them to see some success this spring and for everything to work out for them.
Oh, ball number 4. So
Here's my guy, Noel.
with one out, Jones becomes a base runner, and that'll bring up Noel Olivaria, 0 for 1 here on Scout Saturday.
What's funny is a simulated game, and obviously, these are guys that are trying to put some things on film. But again, I think I said this last year. If you listen to the dugouts, this does not sound like an exhibition at all.
Yeah. That ball chopped over, make that a liner out to Vaughn. Tries to go for the double up, not going to get it. I always feel like I look down at the absolute worst opportune times. Here it is on the Game Changer instant replay. Just a lifted the liner, and Vaughn quickly snaps it over, and Kurt's able to keep it from going in harm's way.
Yeah, you got to love Vaughn taking a shot there. Again, simulated game, trying to show what you've got. Why not? Let it fly, see what happens. At minimum, you kind of show off what you got defensively.
So Georgia's Zach Carlton. Oh, we got a snap throw back to first. Goes to the pickoff, and they get him. So the Dukes, crafty move here by Chiodo. You'll see he goes right to Kurtz. Kurtz wastes no time. That's just good fundamental baseball all around, because certainly in that situation, Jones did exactly what you're supposed to do. You go on first movement with the lefty and don't look back. But an unorthodox 1-2-3 inning as the Dukes will come to bat with a 6-run lead in this simulated Scout Day special here on BFA Sports, powered by Gamechanger. Be sure to download the Gamechanger app.
Back live here at RCSJ Cumberland. We got a new arm on the mound for Salem, and that is I believe that's number 13, Mike Okmansky out of Clearview. He's going to face Casey Vaughn here in the bottom of the third.
Casey at the bat. $77-mile-an-hour pitch in for a strike, and we do have the new pitcher, as you mentioned, Mike Omchansky from Clearview. So Coach Derek Reagan. I mentioned during the hitting portion of this thing, the Clearview Pioneers the last couple years, they got that hard-nosed, gritty type of players coming out of there. Like I said, he's building those dogs up there.
Just a really good program overall. They've been sending kids to the next level year after year. So definitely a spot that a lot of area college coaches kind of make their way to.
Well, Vaughn swinging from the left side for the second time today. Why not? 1 for 1 on the afternoon.
Ooh, it's a really good pitch.
Breaking pitch and a punch out. So a nice job by Upchansky.
Yeah, just a tough pitch for Vaughn. he was expecting, something off speed, but that was just a really good pitch there by Ochmansky.
So he's retired, and that'll bring up the leader in the clubhouse as far as hitting velo thus far today, and that is James Hallman, who recorded on Rapsodo 105.6 miles an hour.
Is that good?
That's pretty darn good.
Wow. Let's see if we can translate this to live action. Again, he was the Dukes' best power hitter last year. Turned out to be one of the better hitters in the region. Was first team all region last year, which is a little bit of a surprise. So we hope that continues into 2023.
Ball is fouled straight back into the screen, and trying to pick things up where they left off. So far, JD, you're getting your wish. I mean, I know it's only the ball, but
yeah, I'm impressed. It's a testament to Coach Corolla and his staff. Again, these guys ready this quick. But this is the bonus of having veteran players. They come in, they know what to expect, and they kind of hit the ground running. Where sometimes some first-year guys will, there goes Hallman again.
And Hallman. Another knock to left this time. Now 1 for 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's just first-year guys kind of, they don't know. They're not expecting full speed right out of the gate. And so that's where the veterans come into play and kind of show them the way. So we're seeing Apollonia here, and I hope. Again, I'm really hoping he sees some success. Again, some hard luck last year. Had an injury to start the year, came back, had another injury, and it's just unfair. And he's too talented.
Yeah. So. I mean, every player at every level at some point, right? You get the adversity. You just never know when you got to dial it up. And certainly it's tough. I mean, and when you're dealing in the recruiting cycle and you get banged up, that's even more of a painful pill to swallow.
But, Coach Corolla, he gives every kid a chance. Mm-hmm. And so here's David. He's getting himself a chance here to kind of right the ship. He had a really good fall last year. That's why he's getting the opportunities in the spring. So I expect the same from David. He's a really good player, really good person, awesome family. And, we're excited to see where things kind of work out for him later on.
And there's a ball skied, foul, and into the reeds of RCSJ.
It's basically the sand dunes over here.
Oh, is that you and Chris Lopez practice some of your chipping to try to hit out of the rough over there?
If you watch us play, you wouldn't think we do get that.
You live over there? I always said if there was a tour that you could play out of the woods, I would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I would definitely. I mean, I have more experience hitting out of the rough in the woods than almost anybody else on the tour. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I would love to have a rival tour. So you got PJ and Liv.
Yeah.
I'd like to put in a third tour just for absolute weekend hacks.
Yeah. No, I'd be all over it. It'd be great. Yeah.
Do that on Gamechanger if we can.
Yeah. I mean, Gamechanger keeps dialing it up. So you got basketball, baseball, softball, football, volleyball, lacrosse.
We did soccer earlier this year.
Soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the cool part is with basketball season coming up, you can actually just talk to the app.
And it does
you don't have to touch it.
That's awesome.
You just say, 24 to 36, 18 with the bucket. And it just racks it all up for you, man. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so to bring up Jack Peacock. Peacock got the party started. 2 RBI double.
Yeah, so on Salem's end for Ochmansky, he was kind of in a groove. And this is where guys just really kind of see some growth. So he's out of the stretch here, and he's kind of missing his spots. So usually when you get into the stretch and you're missing some spots, you kind of want to just take a deep breath, take a step back, kind of regroup and just get that first strike over.
Oh, runners at first and second. There is one out because he managed to get a strikeout starting this frame. And he got one off of quite a good hitter in Vaughn. So Ochmansky having an opportunity here, but based on how the Dukes have hit thus far, a tall order here in the third. Jack Peacock is the fourth batter of the frame. The ball misses down out of the zone, 79 miles an hour.
He's not missing too bad. Again, he just, sometimes they get into that stretch. You kind of lose something. The good ones kind of stay on par. So that's where Mike's trying to get to, and hopefully he gets there.
Swing and a miss, but that was a healthy hack there from Peacock.
Jack getting a little ahead of himself there. Again, you saw the maturity last at bat. Got ahead in the count 2-0. Looked for a pitch to hit. He was in it there in the 3-1 count, but got a little out of his zone there.
Peacock skies one high, goes to the first base side. Underneath of it is Davis. He's going to squeeze it. The old infield fly, if it's fair. I mean, were you really to the point in the world that even the infield fly has to come with some sort of disclaimer?
Probably.
Okay.
That's where we're at.
All right. Well, nonetheless, 2 outs now. And the fifth batter and final in this showcase format will be
Connor Bain.
Christian. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to say Christian Bain. My Lord. You got me hooked on the whole Bain thing.
Yep.
Oh, Lord. All right. So not Christian Bale, not Batman. But, it's Connor Bain.
Connor Bain, I'm telling you, I'm downloading the sound clips now for the spring.
So Bain fouls one off. No mask. No mask for Bain.
So yeah, that's one of the clips I'm downloading is the Born in the Dark one.
Oh
For
yeah.
a single.
That could be his walk-up music.
If he wants.
You could just have
I'll
it
do
instead of just the best of Bain. Bain, another ball, fouled straight back. Came around and scored on some fleet-footed base running back in the first off the bat of Boyer. He reached on a walk.
Yeah, we're again, I keep saying it, we're excited for Connor. He really wants to get back to the Division I level. He's doing everything he can to do that. Unfortunately, right there, Ochmansky kind of froze him. I'm telling you,
man,
he just needed to regroup there.
Ochmansky, some fundamental breaking ball pitches. I don't know if you learned that from Tom Amansky, but nonetheless, it was effective and able to hold the Dukes from putting another run on the board, but they lead 6-0 as we head to the top of the fourth on this Showcase Saturday special edition of BFA Live Sports, powered by Gamechanger. Be sure to download the Gamechanger app, gc.com. And Makai Sanchez, Pride of Vineland, back home for 2022 and 2023. He takes the mound, and another lefty. He's going to face Zach Carlton.
Yes, sir.
Carlton 0 for 1.
Yeah, so Makai, was in contact with us over the summer and literally came down in the last week before classes started, and he pulled, he says, I'm coming. So here he is, and you're right, another lefty.
Man, this pitching staff is going to be deep for RCSJ here in the 2023 campaign.
Yeah, and if you want to get to where these kids want to go, which is the national championship, you can't do it being short at the pitching in the pitching area. So it's a focus as it should for any coach really, but it was a big focus for Coach Corolla. He felt like we came up just a little bit short last year because of arms. So here we are.
Breaking pitch misses 64 miles an hour. So that's like a 17, 18 mile an hour differential with Sanchez starting out here.
Yeah, we really believe in our pitcher coach, Darren Fisher. So, with Makai and being around us for a little longer with the fall and then ultimately going into the spring, these guys are dedicating themselves in the weight room with help from Dan Carignato at Violent Performance Center. So, what you see today, if everything works out, might jump 2 to 3 miles per hour.
That ball misses up, and now Zach Carlton will be a leadoff base runner here in the fourth.
Nick Toms.
It is Nick Toms, and this dude is a freakish athlete.
Yeah,
Kind of a little bit of does it everything.
So I'll say the story again. I was recruiting Nick out of Pennsville High, and decided to commit as he should have. He got an offer from Division II school, and I kind of just said, all right, go do you. That spring, we look at some of the rosters of our competitors, and sure enough, number 26, Nick Toms, out in left field for the Mighty Oaks. So, and it's a testament to Coach Holt. I've told him this privately, but I'll say it out here. When Coach Holt became the head coach of Salem County, Salem Community College,
and Toms with a rope to left. That'll be a base knock, and having to hold is Carlton. So runners at first and second on a good swing from Nick Toms, almost right on cue.
Yeah, like I said, when Coach Holt took over at Salem, I was like, all right, in the past, Gloucester, Camden, Cumberland, some other area JUCOs used to be able to just go down there and pick up Woodstown kids and Pennsville kids and so forth. But when Coach Holt took over, we're just like, all right, it won't be as easy anymore. And a kid like Nick Toms used to just fall in our laps. And that's not happening anymore. So, again, they've got a really good coach over there in Coach Holt, and Toms is a terrific leader for that program.
Michael Blackiston going to work. Takes that pitch, offered, ends up being a ball.
Good baseball so far, huh?
Oh, dude, this is great.
I mean, I know the score is 6-0, but it hasn't. Salem's. There you go.
Well, another base hit for the Mighty Oaks, and they're thinking about sending Carlton. Here comes the throw from left field from Apollonia. It's a bit high, and it will be an RBI. So good execution there by the Mighty Oaks off the bat of Blackiston. Runners at the corners. They're able to finally put a run on the board, and there you see all the action on the Gamechanger instant replay. And Coach Corolla going to head on out to the mound, talk it over with the sophomore
guy
in Makai Sanchez. Of course, spending some time up north at Felician, decided to come home and continue on his journey. And from a development standpoint, you mentioned being able to work with Darren Fisher, Coach Corolla, and the entire Cumberland staff. I think that's a really strong move for his development.
Yeah, guys transfer for a myriad of reasons. Sometimes they want to come home. Sometimes they feel like they have a better shot coming out of the junior college level. So there's a lot of different reasons. And not a lot of folks will see transfer and think negative. some kids just, kind of want to hit a restart button for whatever reason. So
I think the last couple of years too, it's kind of changed the landscape. I mean, the transfer portal is flooded. And that ball is roped out to the left, and that's going to drop in. It'll be a double for Davis, and it'll be another RBI. And I
think they got one more. Nope, he's got it.
And that'll be the fourth batter of the inning was Davis. So the inning will continue on. It's now a 6-2 ball game.
All right.
And following Davis will be,
I think this is Zach Bate.
Mr. Bate. Going to check the swing. I don't know who they're going to appeal to. There is Zach Bate from Oceanside, California. El Camino High School, 6'3", 155 pounds.
Have you ever been to Oceanside?
That ball misses. I hear it's gorgeous.
It's incredible.
Yeah, I haven't been to the left coast.
Oh man!
But I keep hearing beautiful things. But definitely Oceanside is one of the ones that kind of stands out from a name standpoint.
My wife and I took a trip out to Southern California. We started out in San Diego, then went to LA, and then Vegas. So on the way from San Diego to LA, we made some stops: Carlsbad, Encinitas, Oceanside. That trip ruined my life.
Well,
it's not real life out there. It really is not. So
there's a hard grounder. First base over and making the play is Jimmy Kurtz. Not before the damage is done, and that'll add another run on the board. 3 to be exact. So it's 6-3 as the Dukes come to bat. Bottom of the fourth, Scout Day Saturday here on BFM.
there you go.
And we're back here at Rowan College of South Jersey, Cumberland. Scout Day, powered by Gamechanger. See some of the highlights there, player profiles, as we do have a new pitcher on the hill, and that is number 25, and that's Frank Kopachewski, or Kopachewski, or
we're going to go Chesky.
At the Copa, not Cabana, as he warms up, but he'll have his own individual player profile at the end of the event today. And if you're a premium or plus subscriber, from a premium standpoint, you'll be able to send that profile highlight clips anywhere that you choose. And who knows? Maybe the Dukes and the Mighty Oaks continue on in the 2022-2023 campaign and build their own library of video, box scores, and more.
Yeah, this is incredible.
By using Gamechanger.
Very easy to use. That's where I'm at. Very easy to use.
Well, we're happy to oblige. Jimmy Kurtz out of Buna. He takes the first pitch in for a called strike.
So again, this is a simulated game setting, obviously for Scout Day and getting everything on film. But from a competitive perspective, the Dukes took an early 6-0 lead. Just don't want to be complacent. You want to keep the foot on the gas. Again, this is a simulated game, but just from a competitive end, you kind of want to stay locked in.
Kurtz reached on a walk in his first at bat, and he's battling here as he peppers another ball foul.
Yeah, we're Jimmy again. Excited to have him get a full season in with us. Transferred late in the fall, and obviously only got a chance to play just literally one at bat.
Yeah,
for us in the spring.
Man, we got all kinds of people in the crowd today. I also see Cumberland Duke alum Marco Rios in the house. That ball hit out into the right center field gap, and Jimmy Kurtz with a base hit. Good piece of hitting there.
It's a screamer.
He's got the hands out in front of it, let the ball fly, and good spot to be in. He was down 1-2 in the count.
Yeah, just good piece of hitting there. Was behind in the count. Didn't look pretty from a mechanical standpoint, but he kept his hands back just long enough to get a barrel on that.
And Andre Boyer did some damage in his first appearance with the bat. He had the big RBI double whammy double,
which he should be able to pull up on the app.
Scored 2. You absolutely can do that.
Splice that video up.
He fights that one foul. Backing out of play.
See, that's the thing Andre's going to work on, just knowing his zone. That was kind of a 50-50 swing there. We always tell our guys, if you're going to go. But if you're hesitant to swing, just hold it.
Called strike there. And Boyer gets a hold of a ball, could find some real estate in center field, and it does. So back-to-back base hits. Kurtz moves into second. Boyer settle in over at first. And 2 situations where 2 big power hitters just kind of use their hands and take what's given to them.
Yeah, it's again, just a testament to how these guys have worked in the offseason and ultimately this fall. They've on 2-strike hitting. It's again, just keeping their hands back, ready to go. Good stuff from Andre. Hopefully Brian can keep it going here.
And that ball's at his feet. No one's going to go anywhere. Crespo keeps it out in front. Our buddy Coffee Jones calling the Lafayette Penn football game today for ESPN Plus. So he sent me a link and said, hey, give it a look.
Looks great.
And digging in, taking a pitch for a strike is Brian Sanders. Sanders 0 for 1 thus far on the afternoon.
Sanders had a little bit of impressive round during the BP. Again, you kind of want to have it translate to the live action. So hoping to see if it happens here.
And he gets a hold of one, goes out to center field, going back, but it looks like able to make the grab. As Kurtz goes over to third, and I think there's going to be an argument that he left early.
Yeah.
Oh, the umpire doesn't see it. Oh,
I'm not entirely sure what just happened.
That's a do we? I don't know. Can't imagine we have the actual runner. But here's the ball. Oh wait, there goes Kurtz. Yeah, you're not going to see him because we're focused in on the fielder. But I guess they're going to claim that he left early. And if I ever seen one that was like, if you say so, that was an if you say so call.
Oh boy.
Can you buy those at like Wawa? Or you just kind of just get what you can get sometimes. All right, so good job by the Mighty Oaks on selling that one. And Ben Mayers will jump on in.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Oh,
Did I do that? Yes.
What just happened?
The undo button's always your favorite button on the Gamechanger.
Go.
I've learned that a long time ago in a galaxy far away. But yeah, no, it's actually kind of, I dare say it's entertaining to score as Mayers puts a swing on it. over to shortstop. Carlton going to gather, fire, and he gets him over at first. So good job by the shortstop to stick with it as he gets the 6-3 put out to Davis. You'll see it here on the Game Changer instant replay. Didn't panic. Awkward way to smother the baseball, but uses the arm, and he gets him by half a step. So a 6-3 simulated Scout Day special contest between the Rowan College of South Jersey Cumberland Dukes and the Salem Mighty Oaks here on BFA Sports, powered by Game Changer.
Back here at RCSJ Cumberland, we're in the top of the 5th. Here we got a new arm, Isaac Beebe, out of Berlin, New Jersey, courtesy of Eastern High School.
Well, the former Viking is working at a high tempo. He's just getting up and throwing. Don't let the batter get comfortable, and certainly Drew Tongue wasn't sure he needed a haircut before he came to the game, but he definitely missing a few hairs underneath the helmet, perhaps, after that one. Fouls that one straight back, out of play. Some woman just had her head buried in her phone and
nearly drilled her.
No, but actually she put it down now. She's going to actually get the ball and bring it back after she almost got hit with it. So a couple changes defensively for the Dukes. We got Yui behind the dish. Is the catcher?
Yes.
Jasinski is at third. Rinnick is at short. Perez is over at second. Healy is at first. Apolloni and Boyer are the corners still defensively in the outfield. And Bain is at center as Beebe. Well, shoots down the first batter that he faces for the strikeout.
All right, so we've got the full changes here. So you had the infield. We got Severa in left. Gavin Severa out of Ridley.
Okay.
Francisco Andino in center, and Devin Coker.
And then there you have it. But so, JD, I mean, not to sound like a broken record, but it's kind of nice to do your defensive changes there.
It's
game
easy.
like
you don't got to cross people out and
flawless.
find a space on the book.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's a called strike to the catcher, Robert Crespo. Crespo, as we mentioned, another guy power hitting.
Oh, hit him.
And leave it to the catcher to not want to move.
Well, Crespo's a veteran, and Coach Holt run the program as best as anybody around. So, chance to get on base here, take it.
Speaking of, I mean, listen, there's one thing being tough from a catcher standpoint, but then there's like a whole different level where I don't know if you really give them credit for being tough, or you kind of question maybe if they've gotten hit too many times. But have you seen some of the social media clips of there's a catcher that was blocking balls off of a hack attack with his chest with no
I
chest
did not see
protector.
that. I have not yet to see that.
I just don't understand the philosophy in that.
Mental toughness.
It's something mental. Yeah, there's some mental toughness there of a different variety. So Crespo will stay out on the bases to run, and now facing BB is Nick Napoli.
Another arm that Coach Kroll's excited for is Isaac Beebe. He's started out at Gloucester County, just wanted an opportunity to get a little more innings, and I think he's going to get them here.
Glad to see you guys have a few righties.
Yeah.
I thought you guys renamed the school Southpaw.
Yeah.
It's just RCSJ Southpaw
Yeah.
College.
Like I said, it was a focus for Coach Roll in the summer to pick up more arms, and Isaac, kind of reached out in regards to heading our way, and he had his fair share of suitors once word got out that he was kind of looking for a place to go, and we're fortunate to have Isaac here.
That ball sky high, foul out of play.
Oh,
off the concrete.
Goodness.
Oh, Kelly Slade, part of the faculty here at RCSJ Carmel. She was a heck of a softball player back in the day, but I got a question if she was she a PO? Because I didn't see her make any effort. Kelly, when you played, did you actually were you in the field or were you just a pitcher? Pitcher in short field, yeah. Well, we could tell by the way you just tried to feel that ball. I figured you were a pitcher. So, thanks, man. Go ahead. All right. So one of the finest of the staff here at RCSJ Cumberland, Kelly Slade, doing some yeoman's work, trying to field some foul balls for us.
It's a huge help. Huge help for us. Need every baseball possible.
So Olivaria, he gets an opportunity here. BB fires yet again. That one's upstairs. 74 miles an hour. Laser, but just nonchalant as Healy is. He just gloves it and says, let's go hit. Okay.
Helps when you're 6'5".
Yeah, you don't have to move much on that one. So nice job by BB. Good inning. Keeps him off of the board, and we still have ourselves a 6-3 contest. So the Cumberland Dukes going back to bat here on the Showcase Saturday Special, powered by Gamechanger, only on BFA. And we are back. You're looking live at Rowan College of South Jersey Cumberland campus here in Vineland, New Jersey. BFA Sports Doug Stasek alongside the AD, a.k.a. JD, Jonathan Diemko of RCSJ Cumberland, as the Dukes enjoying a 6-3 lead, and JD enjoying his maiden voyage of scoring a game on Gamechanger.
Incredible. Very easy. Not even trying to sell the product, but if it does, it does. This is perfect. Better than a book.
I can't agree with you more because I was I opened my eyes. I'm like, wow, smarter versus harder. That's always
Yeah.
been the challenge for me in general. But I was like, you know what? I'm getting rid of the paper book, and legitimately, the only
Yeah.
2 pieces of paper I have right here in my hand are 2 rosters.
Better than a book.
Calling the whole game right off of the app. All right, so we're gonna get going as Christian Rennick. He's in to face the new pitcher, John Gambone.
Yeah, like I said, spoke on it during the workout portion. So Christian Rennick emailed me about joining the team, and I was on vacation, so I didn't get the email. Got it late. Returned from vacation late. I'll be honest with you, just forgot
Oh, there
to
you
get back
go.
to him. And safe.
Couldn't come up with the scoop.
But but he was persistent. He emailed me again a second time and said, basically, what's going on? I forwarded that over to Coach Rowan. I said, I didn't think anything of it. I said, hey, just make sure you get back to this kid, whether you want him or not. And here he is. First guy off the bench here for the Dukes.
Well, the stories and the relationships are really what kind of always enamors those that are kind of watching, want to get a chance to know some of the Dukes, how they got here. And quite candidly, you look at Salem, maybe some of the ones that got away. And but nonetheless, it's a beautiful thing when you have this quality of competition in baseball right here in South Jersey.
It's awesome. And the more teams that are competitive in our region, the better. And again, having Coach Holt kind of recruiting in South Jersey isn't great for us. But it's fun to compete on the recruiting trail and obviously compete here on the field.
Joe Jasinski. He says, I'll take one. Takes one for the team, and he'll earn his way down to first base after taking that one.
Yeah, Joe worked hard. He's a second-year player, and he's battling for innings. So he's going to do whatever he needs to do to kind of, get himself in Coach Kroll's mind when it comes time to write the lineup out. So here's Daddy Longlegs himself, Gavin Severa.
Severa puts a pass on one, skied high, shallow left. Coming in is Tom's, and maybe that's not Tom's.
Yeah, they moved Bate over there.
So that is
in center now.
Bain. All right, so a couple defensive changes then for the Mighty Oaks. So Bate is in left. Tom's appears to be in center. And I'm going to guess that it's Napoli still out there and right. It's Jack Peacock.
Not Perez.
Oh, no, it's not. That is, remove that. It's Perez.
This is the danger of having a lot of guys on the roster.
Yeah.
We got to make the jerseys work.
Yep. So switch that up, guys. It's Matt Perez.
Looks like it's fall for the scoreboard guys as well.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, in fairness to them, I went to the scoreboard operator and asked them for a roster, not realizing it wasn't the welcoming table. So, I don't know. Maybe the world's on its axis a little bit extra this weekend.
So those are our newly minted softball team captains.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so
Where's the Magic Man?
I don't know where the Magic Man is. He did call me and I missed it, but I do have to call him back. But yeah, so that's Molly Reese.
Well, maybe we can get a shot from third base at the softball captain sitting at the table over there for us. We'll give them some love. Because the Lady Dukes.
Yeah,
they got themselves quite a squad from a recruiting standpoint, it looks like.
They've
there they are.
Yep. So on the left there, that's Molly Reese, and to your right is Anita Hassan. So both ladies are going to be big parts of the softball season. Both are transfers. Anita comes from Delsey, and Molly is actually from Ridley, PA. So again, it's just a testament to Maddie Perez.
Oh, nice wood there by Perez. So Perez, they're going to turn around, send the runner. Here comes Rinnick. There's a throw, there's a slide, and they say he's safe. Great piece of base running, and he shows off the wheels. You look at it on the Gamechanger instant replay. Perez goes the opposite way. Rinnick has a great jump all the way from second base. He goes outside. Oh, yes.
Whiff.
He is in there. Good job there by the base runner, Rinnick, and great job by the BFA camera crew.
Yeah, we're
Pens all over that.
We cheer for everybody, but man, I really hope things work out for Christian Rinnick. Again, I feel awful about the whole email.
Well, it's a story you'll tell forever.
Yeah, it's just awesome on his part, and you know, we'll again, he's a terrific player.
So that ball is taken upstairs.
This is
And another multiple
dual
jerseys. Francisco Andino from Vineland. Swings and a miss.
So the way I put it is just like college football. Offense, defense.
Hey, man.
Got the same number. I hope they change that soon because
that is tough.
Like
listen, from an announcer standpoint, ooh. Good block there by Crespo behind the dish. Holds the runners at bay.
Yeah, and Dino transferred in. Again, he's just one of those kids. Nothing negative. He just wanted to hit a restart and kind of see what coming down to the JUCO level would do for him. So, again, we kind of cheer for all of our kids, and especially kids that are betting on themselves. That's especially one that you know, we want to do everything we can from an administrative standpoint.
Yeah.
To make sure they're set for the next stop.
Fair enough. Francisco Andino, admittedly, kid I got a chance to coach for a few years. Swinging a miss. There's a threat on the third. Crespo's throw, not in time. A good slide on the backside by Jasinski. He'll ask for time, and that was just an aggressive move on the bases. Kind of timing up the pitcher in Gambone. And you see, you can look at the situation. First and third. Yeah, beautiful place to shoot a baseball game, JD.
Scaffolding.
It's amazing.
Huge.
They get him on strike number 3. And Dino go back to the dugout, and that's the 5th batter of the inning. So the Dukes able to add another run on the board. And on this fall weekend, a little bit of a football flavor to it, at least on the scoreboard. 7-3 Dukes. We head to the third quarter coming up next on BFA. All right, so Leonardo Perez, the new pitcher for the Dukes. And it looks like he's going to face off against Zach Carlton, get things started.
So Leo is just one of those guys that I mentioned with Nick Giotto and Jake Keneally. They're constantly in the gym, just working on their craft. Leo's got a goal, 85. That's where he wants to get himself to.
All right.
So, so we'll see. I've kind of told him I'm not too worried about your velo, but he it's a goal for him. I'm not going to stop him. He gets to 85. We're going to be really good. So, interested to see Carlton here, switch hitter.
So the height doesn't measure heart
Yeah.
routine here for Leonardo Perez. Yeah, and speaking of a guy that coming out of the Cumberland Dukes program, what a awesome success story. As he doesn't waste any time, and Perez able to get strikeout number 1 right from the jump. But your own Jojo Rodriguez, so he's a guy that has struck up a relationship with Marcus Stroman over the last couple of years. Of course, Jojo, a standout with the Dukes from a pitching standpoint, made his way to St. John's University, was offered an opportunity to be drafted, decided to pass that up, go back to school. Now he ends up with the Mets, and a contributor for their high A club coming out of, as he was a late signee.
Yeah, it could not have worked out any better. Obviously, there's some Tom's flies us to right.
That ball sky high coming in and making the play is Koger.
It worked out perfect. Jojo won the national championship with us in 2019. Gets drafted later that summer by the Reds. Decides he wants to go get his degree. So he goes to St. John's, which a St. John's degree is, everything you want from it. COVID hits. And just bad luck. And then, he had a family tragedy in 2021. Had a really good spring that year. And then, unfortunately, our program ends up having our own tragedy. And come to find out, it's JoJo's cousin.
Yeah.
So, and then he goes to the draft league, which is almost like a last chance type of situation. And he just does the job. And
ball skied shallow. Perez making his way over. He'll make the play, but we'll stay here because, again, this story on Jojo Rodriguez is you talk about something taking tragedy, adversity, and being able to become a beacon of strength for not just his family, but I think for a lot of other people, specifically players at this level. Like, let's just be real about it. It's not for everybody, right? So you have to be, if you're going to be successful at this level and be in a program and show up and compete and realize that, hey, you do show up and you do compete against 4 other shortstops and you compete against 12 other pitchers that are on the roster. But, so the guys see a guy like JoJo who constantly comes back and is always around the program and give it back. It's just so inspiring on so many different levels.
Yeah, it was, he was a guy you wanted to cheer for. Obviously, he's a local kid. I've known him since I've known his brother, Joey Rodriguez, or brother, his father.
Yeah.
See,
it could be
crazy.
His brother, his dad's got great genes.
Yeah.
You could think he's his brother.
So I've known Joey since I was really young. We both played South Island Little League, and so I met JoJo when he was really young, 11, 12, 13 years old, right around there. Kind of kept tabs on him, and he was a junior at Violent High, and he wasn't getting recruited. He was a string bean with big old glasses.
Yeah.
We just kept tabs on him, and ultimately recruiting wasn't where he wanted to be out of high school. So there's a personal connection there with us and JoJo. And again, he experienced tragedy after tragedy, persevered through it. And like you said, it's the inspiration. And come to find out his sister came here to play softball and she herself got a Division II scholarship out of here.
Awesome.
So just really, that family just holds a special place on our campus, and one, they were talented, but two, everything that they've gone through as a family, to be where they're at right now is incredible.
Yeah, no question about it. Again, I've
Yeah.
had the pleasure of being able to compete against the Rodriguez family.
Yep.
Coach against them.
I don't know if it was a pleasure.
Yeah,
They are loud.
Yeah, no, it
Loud
always,
and proud.
it was always, man, some of the best battles. Our kids all, both sides. I talk about it all the time, and again, it's that, iron sharpens iron type of mentality, and it's been that way from the time these guys were kids.
Right.
So to see a couple of guys, it's funny you talk about, JoJo having his kind of dream now playing out and getting to that next level. One of the guys on the other side, on my side of things, I guess you want to call that from a competition team standpoint, is a guy who he's still has a great relationship and close with, is Josh Hood.
Yep.
Two local Vineland guys that same age being able to start living out their dream. Pretty awesome as that ball scooped up and fired on a 6-3 put out. And then I believe it's still Carlton over there at Carlton's at second base now, I think. And number 8, your new shortstop, is John Rodriguez. I'll take a quick look at the infield. Nick, you can give me a gander at the third baseman.
I think that's Claudio. It looks like it.
Devin Koger, we know, is the hitter, though. Koger, a healthy swing. Whew, that was big.
Will not get cheated. All right, so we got.
That ball misses outside. The new pitcher is Ryan Silnick.
Did want to say her name escaped me. I mentioned JoJo's sister. Her name's Davi Jimenez. She's at Goldie Beacom now.
Okay.
So, just in the middle of my little talk there, I completely blanked on her name.
No worries, man. So it's still a little chilly underneath the BFA tent. So I might have to put the BFA beanie back on for my shaved head. Koger gets a hold of one, but quick glove work by Zach Carlton will retire. And a good glove work by the guy with a good beard. I can't get it to go, man. Like, I got this goatee thing on. I've been trying to grow a beard for the better part of a year, and it just does not want to take.
I'm never gonna be able to grow the beard, so it's just not.
Yeah,
in the
it's
cards
not in the
for me.
cards. I hear you. Not me either.
It's gonna be patchy.
Yep.
If I try it.
Yep, I'm with you. Number 31 is Legarius Johnson. Johnson chopper towards second, and it'll get through for a base hit. Man, and Johnson was flying out of the box. I mean, to the point you just saw turf flying behind him.
Yeah, he's got something to prove this fall. I'll say that. Started out hot last spring. I think he had 2 home runs in our opening weekend, and from that point on, it was just a slow but steady decline, and I think he wants to prove he could do the whole thing. So here's Aiden Iwi. Just comes from an ultra athletic family. Father played baseball down at Salisbury, and I believe his mother, if I'm correct, played volleyball at Salisbury. So see where the height and athleticism come from, and I think he just has to put it together as a baseball player, and he'll be a prospect moving forward.
Oh, he manages to get one through the left side. It's going to be a base hit. It's going to go all the way into the corner. He's going to have a stand-up double. They're going to send Johnson. I talk about his ability to move. He's going to score standing up all the way from first base. So nice job. Nice piece of hitting here by the catcher. Here it is on the Game Changer instant replay. Just got good wood on this one. I mean, right down into the corner, rips it down the line, and it keeps fading into the corner.
I'd put those lines down.
Well, better if you put the left field line down, it was better than the right field line because we know Chris Lopez, and I know
I don't
we're
know
having
where
some,
that's coming from.
I know we're having some fun with Lopez. He obviously a big part of your program and the successful components of it, both in scheduling, logistics. And there's another ball lifted out right field. That'll drop in for a base hit. And they're going to send you. Here he comes. He's going to score. And a good heads-up piece of hitting, then running again. And a guy that's impressed is Rennick. We saw his execution on the bases earlier, and he's done it again here.
Yeah, again, it's just Christian's just one of those surprises. That's all. Just awesome to have him part of our program.
Well, the way the game started, no surprise that the Dukes are able to add a few more in the frame, and they now stretch the lead to 9-3 as we're going to head to the top of the 7th here on Scout Day, powered by Gamechanger. Just wanted to. Nate Kennedy, the new pitcher for the Dukes, here in inning number 7 of this Showcase Saturday special. He hails from Hamilton, although he went to Cedar Creek High School, so a Pirate's life for Nate Kennedy. And he'll start things off against number 55, and that is Demetrius Williams. Williams out of Glassboro High. That ball is in the dirt and into the glove of the new catcher. That is Connolly. So it still looks like we have the same defense for the Dukes in the outfield. So Severa in left, Andino in center. Koger is in right. In the infield, the never stops moving third baseman, Joe Jasinski. Rennick is at short. Talking a lot about him. Matt Perez remains at second, and Healy is over at first.
So Joe Jasinski reminds me of a kid I played with at St. Joe's. His name is Joe Cook. He's now the assistant AD at the Naval Academy. But in between games, practices, he'd do extra work, and it'd be like probably the weirdest things you'd ever see. So we had a racquetball court at St. Joe's, and he would go in there and just throw balls off the wall and just do different scenarios. Joe didn't tell us the lights were off. He's in the dark doing wall drills and everything. I said,
wow,
come up and just ask if the lights on. He's like, I'm good. Like, what are you talking? You're working off the lights coming through from the hallway. So, but that's what we're talking about. He wants this thing to work. So he's doing everything he can to kind of make it work.
So Nate Kennedy continues to deal.
It's another lefty.
Against Williams. Yes, Southpaw U over here in Vineland. course, the campus here continues just to get more and more gorgeous. So you have Cumberland County Tech, the new addition of the school has come to fruition, another wing, and what a great backdrop.
So we've got that back there. Ooh, nice pitch.
Strike 3 on the punch out. You'll see it here from Nate Kennedy. Man,
he's confident. He came here, a few weeks ago to transfer, and again, just a testament to Coach Kroll and his staff, kind of getting everything together.
Called strike.
So to add to the backdrop, Rowan University is actually going to be building on our campus here. Parking lot directly to your right is going to turn into a building. It's going to be a Rowan Medicine building. I'm not exactly sure which.
Wow, so it'll have ties to Inspira, I'm
Yep.
assuming. Zach Bate, again from El Camino High School out on the West Coast. We'll maybe have a chance to even kind of pan a little bit more of the setup in the outfield so you can kind of take a look. There it is, CC Tech. That building's been there for a few years now, but then this new addition, which is kind of farther to the right, really gives it a beautiful setup. And there's a beautiful pitch again from Kennedy as he's got his second strikeout of the inning. Really comfortable the lefty is with the off-speed delivery.
Right.
And there it is, the new campus building there behind the Duke scoreboard.
That used to be our softball.
That's
our softball field. Our work during the spring used to be nice and easy with lining the field and kind of when we have 2 games at one time, kind of just
hop over.
Yep, exactly. So
through the fence.
But that's a huge plus for the county. Our softball field is now on the complete opposite end of campus, which makes things a little difficult operation-wise. But the girls have a great field over there, and everybody kind of wins out of this.
Yeah, it is one of the nicest, probably the nicest, arguably, softball fields in Region 19 from a facility standpoint. It's gorgeous over there.
We've got a nice little setup. We do our best to kind of keep it brand new.
Check swing is held by Dante Claudio.
So, I do owe Chris some positive news since we've been putting him over the coals regarding the foul line over there. I can't really think of anybody more dedicated to our kids than Chris. He puts in a ton of time with them. He usually handles our academics, the onboarding process, applying, registering, and everything related. So, yes, he jacked up the foul line here, but he more than compensates with what he does on a day-to-day basis with our kids.
Oh yeah, listen, I've gotten a chance to know Chris over the years, and just a great guy, in it for all the right reasons.
Right.
And there's strike number 3. So Kennedy, he's dialed in, that's for sure. 3 batters faced, 3 strikeouts. Kennedy having himself quite the outing. And again, you mentioned Chris Lopez, and like I had said, there's a reason that everything fundamentally is such a draw for so many people, so many reasons to want to be a part of not just the Dukes baseball team, but Dukes basketball, Dukes soccer, the expansion of even getting into golf.
He's a big part of the recruiting process. Obviously making a college decision is a huge decision, not just for the student, but for the family as well. And obviously the coaches and myself, we're going to push the athletic end and what they're going to, gain by coming here as a student athlete. But when Chris comes in during the recruiting visits in the process and kind of walks them through from A to Z, the onboarding process of either transferring or being a first year college student, it's a huge plus. It kind of rounds out the recruit visits. It rounds out the conversation, again, not just with the kid, but with the families as well. So, again, he's got some work to do on the chalk, but me personally, I could not be any luckier than have Chris in there. When we both kind of moved into our positions as AD and assistant AD, it was right as COVID hit.
Yeah.
So we didn't know. I personally had no idea how to handle it. Obviously you got to put on a strong face and everything, but Chris was huge behind the scenes during that process, as well as our trainer at the time, Maria Norio, who has since taken another position elsewhere. But we just got a great staff, Deb Accavelli as well, handling all the financing, travel. It's a comprehensive, process here with us, and Chris is a huge part of it from A to Z.
Yeah, it takes a village, as they say.
Especially with me as the AD. Yeah, we need the village. Yeah, we need the village.
All right, so we're going to move things along. It'll be number 2. And that is Joe Jasinski. Going to get a chance to swing the bat here as he faces the new pitcher, Anaki Hutchinson.
Awesome name.
And that ball is lifted out towards right field, going back and making a routine play is number 27, Nick Napoli.
In the calling out, folks, our team captains of softball held the game up because they couldn't turn the music off.
Oh.
It's very simple. It's a volume button, and you just got to turn it down.
It's a little thing. The little things. And Hutchinson, he'll deliver again. That ball's down in the dirt.
So Severa, he actually was a commit here for the 2022 season, but he wanted to take care of a few more things back home before enrolling in college. Ultra talented. You saw the arm earlier. I think his velo was at 88, 89 from the field, and he's got some juice at the dish. So we again, great competition in the outfield this year.
Ball misses down to Severa.
He's got some size as well. I think he's standing at about 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". So excited to see him go.
That ball misses down. So Severa will lead it off with the walk.
Really hope he gets a chance to run here. I want him to showcase some of the speed he's got here.
Ball misses for a strike. The wrong. I was having a moment. I looked at the board. Anyway, too much information. If I said over there, it wouldn't make sense to anybody listening except for my own guys. But, speaking of shout outs, we made it through another summer. We're going to be back here on BFA next weekend as we host the College DreamStream Series. I guess, you and I unofficially can announce that there's going to be a lot more baseball to be played to help with the college recruiting process the next months and years, hopefully, here between BFA and Rowan College, South Jersey, Cumberland. But a lot of people say all the time, we've made a niche for ourselves and a bit of a signature calling when it comes to the look and feel of what our baseball productions are. And the ball is fired down to second base. That is a hose, but that is a great piece of base running there by Jasinski.
Up it's fair. There he is.
There he is.
That's what I'm saying. He's got some speed, and I was hoping he was going to get a chance to show it off. And sure enough, he got the sign, and he was in there comfortably.
Yeah, good call there by Severa. My bad on that one. But yeah, going back to my guys, just absolutely unbelievable level of dedication and commitment and perseverance as we've been trying to grow this brand over the last couple of years. But when we're able to do something at home and you see so many kids and programs are trying to benefit from it, I just can't thank these guys enough. I mean, it's hard to really kind of put it all into words, just not just what they do when it comes to the long hours, the long days, but the moment's notice, guys doing multiple positions and doing multiple things. The ball's chopped over to short and showing the wheels is Perez. So Perez is going to make his way over to first base. But there's a whole lot that goes into it from a team standpoint. And man, oh man, I get excited to know that, we're able to start doing bigger and better things to benefit more people. And that's closer to home because these guys sacrifice a whole lot for me, both in time, energy, and lost sleep. So the fact that we might be able to gain a little bit as things come along, I just want to take a moment and say thanks to those guys. All right, so a called strike is into Francisco Andino. Right?
Yes, sir.
And I have my shades on. 2 number 3s there, Dave.
Yeah.
And Andino takes a pitch low that goes up in the dirt. But yeah, we're pretty excited, JD, because you and I have been kind of talking back and forth for a while. We did a little bit last fall, got some things coming up this weekend, and then certainly next summer we're going to be able to welcome quite a few more student athletes to campus.
Yeah, we obviously we love opening our doors to you and your team. We obviously from a recruiting aspect, but we love having you on campus. I think everything you guys do here is professional, and we love having you on campus.
Andino golfs one left field line, and it is a foul ball. That would have been exciting because he's a guy that I like to watch run.
Yeah, he's got just a little bit of everything. So again, he just, especially in his situation, you want things to work out for guys like Francisco.
Dino, a graduate of Violent High, fighting Clan.
Just one of those pitches where you get a good read right out of the hand, and it's not a strike, but you know exactly where it's coming, so you're going to take a hack at it.
So I'm gonna give you a prediction and something that it's a bit of a challenge, but a prediction. So Andino has this hitch in his swing where he likes to elevate his hips instead of them going to the pitcher. Mm-hmm. If you guys can, we'll call it correct that, he's going to become a 20 home run hitter per season. 20 home runs if you can actually correct the hitch that he's got in that swing, because his hips elevate vertically instead of locking in horizontally. And if you watch, he's been doing it since the time he's 15.
This is a challenge or a bet?
I think it's both. I put it this way. I don't know. I don't know if we can. I don't want to get you in trouble from a compliance standpoint, but I would just say I might be inclined to make a monetary donation to the program if Francisco could hit 20 home runs. I don't know. Maybe it's an NIL thing. NIL? Can I do that?
You want to make him a BFA athlete?
Yeah, there we go. But yeah, dude, I'm telling you, he has this gas in the tank that's sitting there that he just needs. You see how he rises up?
That's what I do with the driver.
That's it. So good hack there by Andino, but he'll be retired. 9-3, still in this contest. Now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up the 6'5" first baseman Gavin Healy out of Mees Lady.
Shortest guy on the field.
Yeah. Temperature, it's different temperature at the top of his stance than it is us.
I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're going to get the reads.
I guess they are. That ball misses down in the dirt from Hutchinson.
Yeah, so Healy's going to compete over there at first base with Kurtz and DiCarlo. Obviously, you can see the size with Healy and everything that can come with it. So he's got some development to do, but there you go.
And that ball is lifted out to deep left, and that ball is gone. So the hulking Gavin Healy, he'll be able to touch them all And my Lord, it's a 3-run bomb, the second 3-run bomb of the day for the Dukes. And I think everybody knew it.
Yeah, like I said, he's everything that comes with his size and his talent. But again, with every first-year player, it's got to come consistently. And I think Gavin's going to get there. Awesome swing there by him.
Well, he puts the exclamation point on the inning. They'll add 3 to the board. It's 12-3. Now, Rowan College of South Jersey, Cumberland, as the Salem Mighty Oaks will go back to the dugout and they will grab their bats. We'll have another pitching change. And we'll be back for more baseball here on BFA Sports. Back on the campus of Rowan College, South Jersey, Cumberland here on BFA. New pitcher who is on the mound, and that is number 33, Jake Keneally out of Medford, New Jersey. Sophomore from the right side.
So Jake's part of that trio, the Nick Giotto, Leo Perez group that just lives in the gym. So again, he's got the size. He's 6'4" and everything.
That ball goes back, but Andino has got the glove. So nice job there by Andino. Good first step. Put himself in a good spot to make the easy play, or make it look easy anyway.
Yeah, so Jake's got high aspirations for himself, and he wants to reach the highest level he can, and he's working and putting all the work in for it. Good swing by Rowan right there.
Yeah, you got a hold of it. First pitch into Nick Napoli is up and out of the zone.
I think he had a 1-9 pop time, Rowan Tree, and then put some good swings here.
And quite a few pitches on the radar today is dying a slow death is the iPad. 83 miles an hour, however, from Keneally. And it looks like he likes to work at a pretty good tempo.
Which I think we all can get behind.
Oh, it's a baseball coach's dream. So how about that next year, right? They're going to go a pitch clock. And he gets strike number 3. So Keneally wasting no time, going right to work. 2 up, 2 down. And pitch clock?
So I've got 2 concerns with regards to the bigger base and the pitch clock is ultimately we're going to have to buy it. And I don't want to waste any more money on things that we don't really need right now. So, but yeah, it's going to be an adjustment for a lot of the pitchers. I think especially Kenley Jansen, who I think takes about 31 seconds in between pitch.
Oh,
so he's going to have quite the adjustment period. He might retire.
Listen, man, when I
get away from it.
There's a check swing by John Rodriguez, but he's able to hold. I had a player, he played with us for years, and I would actually dread putting him in the game because I knew that the game, if he was pitching, was going to take another 15 to 20 minutes at the end of it. And that ball is chopped first base side. It'll be Healy. He'll take it himself, and we got ourselves a clean inning. 1, 2, 3. So Keneally making quick work of the Mighty Oaks lineup, and quickly the Dukes will get a chance to put their bats back in their own hands. So we got more baseball as we still see pitchers that are in the bullpens. So more to come. You're watching Scout Saturday, powered by Gamechanger, here on BFA. Devin Koger from Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where he spent most of his days.
Anderson Monarch.
Dude, love to see that.
Yep.
My guy Steve Bandora and the crew. Still, the kids growing up, man. Favorite place to play a baseball game, truth be told, is right at the heart of 18th and Fitzwater, the Anderson Monarch Yard.
It's an awesome field.
Dude, it's so cool. They got there's a swimming pool for because it's the Marion Anderson Rec Center in the back, and it has the basketball courts that are off to the right. But you got the old school sign. They're wood panels, so you got to put the numbers up. So there's a kid sitting out in the chair, little concession area, and you're right in the middle of South Philadelphia, which is awesome. And then on the flip side, you get a little older. Oh, there's a nice rip by Koger. That'll drop in for a base knock. It's an awesome complex, and I don't know if you know this or not, but that field, the Anderson Yard, the wall, the padding on the wall, old Veteran Stadium. That's all the padding from the old Veteran Stadium. Awesome. So, yeah, I know. Stuff. And, of course, if you make it into get your college degree, your name goes up on a big sign up on the all the fences that are over surrounding the yard. And I can remember when the first signs were put up on there many moons ago. There's a nice pass at a ball. That one's going to be maybe a 4-6, and is it a 3 DP? So the Oaks able to do the double disco on a nice job there, the middle infield. But going back to the yard at Anderson for the Anderson Monarchs, it's pretty awesome. And now the Phillies RBI program being associated inside the complex is an unbelievable hitting facility. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Oh yeah,
the RBI Academy.
That's kind of where I saw Devin start. So
9-iron into right field. So it looks like the Dukes, Aiden Huey, well, he's getting it done today, man. He's now 2 for 2.
I would take about 36 of those a game.
Yeah. Well, they go in the book as hits. And it doesn't get any easier here, as although the Oaks are able to get the double play, now they're going to have to deal with a guy, Christian Rennick. And I put it this way. This is the first time that I can recall seeing Rennick play, and I don't have to look down at my roster to know who he is.
Yep.
So I would say he's had himself a good morning and afternoon.
I'll tell you what, if everything works out, we're going to have Invincible Part 2.
Yeah.
The Christian Rennick story. And I'm going to look like the jerk who originally just completely missed his email. Is his nickname Squirrel? Am I hearing that correctly?
Squirrel.
I heard "Let's go Squirrel."
That could make a lot of sense. Although I don't eat squirrel anymore because I hear it's high in cholesterol.
Yeah, I've never had the opportunity to eat a squirrel.
I would tell you I haven't either. It's just a good movie line. Rennick not happy that it wasn't a pitch that he thought he could hit. Dude's got an edge to him, huh?
I'm telling you, he's going to find his way to a roster on a 4-year school when the time comes.
Yeah, you don't want to do that too soon, huh?
Right, exactly.
Here's a delivery, and here's a ball popped high. Third base side coming in and crashing and able to make the third out of the inning is number 36 for the Mighty Oaks, and that's Francisco Gote. So the Dukes, they go down in, 4 batters. There's a double play. Good deal by Salem, able to play strong defense. But this one going to change sides, and we're all going to go to a new arm. And I believe that new arm will be Ben Foote. When we step aside, get a chance to take a breather, we'll be back here in Vineland on BFA. Millville's own Nick Bonadonna. He is on the hill. The freshman, standing at 6 foot, 177 pounds. Got the unique dizzy delivery, as they like to call it. He's going to lead things off against Elijah Real from Escondido, California.
So we got some defensive changes for the Dukes. So behind the dish is number 38, John Wallace from Glassboro. As Bonadonna throws in a strike. At third base, you got John Cimino from Egg Harbor Township. Shortstop, number 40, Adrian Firpo from Oakcrest. Second base, number 25, Edgardo Ramos from Millville. And at first base from Ridley, PA, is Jimmy DeCarlo, excuse me. I don't know if you remember the old Daily Journal writer, John DeCarlo.
Yeah,
there you go. That's where I said. Still got that. Left field from Ozone Park, Chris Zavala, Rios. And in center, Dion D'Amico. And in right field from Eastern High's Aiden Dodge as Real walks.
Real make his way down to first base and give a chance for Bonadonna. dial it in, and perhaps he's going to try to order up a delicious double play ground ball.
Would help. It would help.
So Bonadonna, sidewinder. Where's Coach Ryder? He always he talks about that kind of kid like Bonadonna, good to bring in middle of the game because that arm slot can kind of give hitters something else to think about. So stolen base in the books for Real.
Yeah, Bonadonna came in. We weren't sure where he was going to end up. You know, he played a really good outfield and infield for Millville High School. But he also pitched in some big games for the Thunderbolts his senior year. So just unsure where it was. And then he came in, fractured his ankle. So kind of put him in a spot where pitching was probably going to be the route for him. And considering the arm angle, it's worth a shot.
Bonadonna now makes Barriel earn the base the painful way.
Right in the middle of the back.
But Bonadonna, good summer too. Another guy pitched in the South Jersey South Shore Baseball League. He was over there with the Summers Point Captains. We had a chance to see Bonadonna pitch a few games on BFA. So if you go back through the archives, check out that playlist for the SJSSBL. You'll see Bonadonna dazzle on the hill.
Well, at Salem again, it's just tough luck, but they've been putting together nice at bats. Cumberland's pitchers have been just really hitting their spots consistently. As you see there, Bonadonna flew that one in. So obviously the score is not where Coach Holt wants it to be, but I think there's a lot of takeaways from today so far. Positive takeaways.
Yeah, both sides have shown remarkably well on a lot of levels. I think the common thread, however, offensively, is there's some power in these bats.
Yes, sir.
Bonadonna, nice pitch there, but not going to get the call as he faces John Gambone.
Oof.
Ball number 4. So the bases will be loaded.
Bonadonna hasn't really missed too far off, for the majority of his pitches. So naturally, in a situation like this, you kind of want to make an adjustment, but I think Nick's fine. He just has to just maybe move it in an inch a little bit.
As Mark Cathcart, it is a game of inches.
Yeah.
Newcastle, Delaware. That ball's fouled straight back off behind us. So you can kind of see a look defensively, perhaps, from up atop first base. You got middle infielder playing for 2, and the corners are up. That ball chopped foul, right field side. And an umpire calls the last ball in play.
Somebody's going to be getting these foul balls.
Somebody, somewhere, anybody.
There's more than enough bodies here today.
Chopper to third. It's going to be in foul territory. No harm, no foul. Semino wisely decides to grab it out of play.
Perfect day today out here.
Oh, man. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Perfect. Although I did wake up and I saw 46 on my phone.
Yeah, I saw that too. That's why I decided to grab the hoodie.
Yeah.
Chopper to Semino. He's going to come home with it. Gets the force out. Try to go back to first. Not in time. But a nice executed play by the Duke defense. So Semino able to get the force out of 1, and this is an environment. This will be the 5th batter of the inning. And it's
All right.
going to be number 6, Ben Chard. First pitch in for a called strike from Bonadonna. So good job here by the Millville alum. Keep the ball down in the zone. Work around a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think he's been throwing bad. He just had some tough luck. Just needed to stick with what he was doing, stay around the zone, get some swings and misses, and get himself out of the inning here with a ground ball. Just really like what he's doing. Again, he's just around the zone, and you know you'll be able to pick up some innings throughout the year if you're consistently around the zone for Coach Garola. Change his arm angle. That's something right there that Nick's going to have to learn. You know, he's in the groove. He's throwing strikes. He's around the zone. Got a little cute there. He's ahead in the count. Tried to change his arm angle, and he spikes it. So just a learning experience here for Nick. Just stick with what's working and finish the inning.
Oh, he continues to work through and battle. Looks in on Chard, and here's a 3-2 pitch. Chopper, foul, first base side. And that ball is called for ball number 4, and that should change sides here in the frame. All right,
Yep,
and that'll
should do it.
switch it up yet again, right? So the
Yes,
showcase special, 3 outs or 5 batters. The Mighty Oaks send 5 to the plate in that frame, but the Dukes able to limit the damage. It's a 12-4 ball game as they pick up 1, and RCSJ Cumberland will come to bat here in, I guess it's the 9th frame.
Technically the bottom of the 9th.
All right, we'll be back here on BFA. Golly. bottom of the ninth, but it doesn't really matter in the showcase format. Otherwise, you look at the board and say, hey, 12-4. I mean, isn't this one over? Not so fast, says the Scout Day Saturday, powered by Gamechanger. And there's a first pitch swing off the bat of number 32, John Semino, who made a nice play over at third defensively last inning. He was able to bring it home.
Yeah, Semino's coming from Egg Harbor Township, and as anyone in the South Jersey baseball scene would know, it's one of the top programs in the area.
I've had this like regeneration of pitchers lately. It's like every year, it's just like you're like, where did these other guys come from?
They've got Eagles all over the country right now at the college level, and kudos to Coach Carmichael and his staff over there for developing these kids.
Yeah, first that ball's fouled back out of play. Coach Carmichael always says, man, like he counts his blessings when it comes to the stable of pitchers that he's had. Semina is one of those guys that's really helped them offensively, though.
Yep.
Where I think, like, for a kind of period of time, like, hey, we got all these arms, but what can we do with the bats? And you got a guy like Semino. You got Sweeney, who's now at Rutgers, the younger Sweeney, soon to go there and follow. That's been big. A guy like Apollonia was an RBI machine there. It seemed like every time they had guys in scoring position. But now it's really even starting to gel more where they're getting good balance between the pitching and the offense. And Semino was one of the guys to help kind of spike that as gets a hold of one over to short. And not this time, however. It's going to be Rodriguez to Gambone. Actually, is that Carlton now that they have over at?
No, that's
at first. No,
that's Rodriguez.
44 is Mark Cathcart.
First, yeah,
is over at first. Yeah, Carlton looks like is at third. Rodriguez is at short. And
let's make this change.
Well, for the time being, batting anyway, it's Chris Zavala Rios. Out of Ozone Park, New York. That ball misses down.
Yeah, Chris Zavala, you see his physicality. He can really do the job. He's got to compete. He's going up against some top talent in the outfield.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're fortunate to have that talent. But you can see it in practice. You saw it a little bit during the showcase portion of today. It's there, and he just has to do it in the game.
Ball is fouled out of play.
If I remember correctly, I think he led the area up his high school conference in home runs, but no one was recruiting him. So just the network that Coach Corolla has in that area, they made the call down here and said, we've got a guy that leads the area in home runs and no one wants him. So
all right,
here we are. So as I said, you can see the body there, the physicality, and he just has to hopefully he's got a lot of people to prove wrong.
Edgar Ramos steps into the plate, and he's another guy where his high school season he kind of got bit twice. So once by the whole COVID piece where it was a lost year, but then he had an injury that he missed almost a full season as well. And they're thinking about going 3 now on the overthrow back to first, but kept his foot off the gas. Zavala Rios hearing it from the faithful of the Dukes.
It's funny. I thought he had a chance to go to third.
They wanted 3.
Yeah,
they wanted 3. I think it's one of those scenarios where it's the fall season, but if he makes the turn, he's looking at third. He probably picks up coach to know that like, come on. So Claudio settles now. Looks back at Zavala Rios, and, well, not exactly the at-bat that Ramos was hoping for, but he'll take first base. I mentioned that, he lost that chunk of time because, it was the COVID year that he lost, and then the injury piece of it. but another guy I think going to benefit from spending some time here on campus and able to put together a resume to open up some more doors.
Yeah, I think hopefully the next class, high school class, I think it's going to be one of the last classes that we're directly, I guess you want to, nice swing there by
That
D'Amico.
ball, liner to left. It's going to be a RBI single. There's the slide, and Dion D'Amico putting a dent in the scoring column on the Gamechanger app. So he'll enjoy seeing that RBI in his highlight reel. And the Dukes now at a 13-4 lead.
Yeah, just going back to the direct effect of COVID, the season cancellations. I think hopefully the next class is the last class that's affected by it. But as many folks will kind of share, especially at our level, is the COVID residuals, if you want to call it. We're going to be feeling that for some time. So there's going to be some changes, hopefully in the near future. But as of right now, with the rosters and the transfers and all that, it's changed. It's changed the college landscape.
So digging in is Jimmy DiCarlo. I saw it firsthand. I mean, my one son, his baseball career ended just because of, he's slated to go play ball. College had canceled the whole entire season, kept everybody off campus, and he elected that it was best for him to hang it up and head to a totally different environment. Now he looks back on it and he talks and he's just like, man, he goes, he's like, he goes, it really hurts, like, because we cover a lot of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he works a ton of baseball, obviously, with BFA. And so it's right in front of him. And I think he sees the game differently. I think he sees the recruiting process differently. But he also says, hey, he's content with what he's doing. But he's just like, it was, he called it criminal because he basically got bit twice.
Right.
So one, he was class of 2020. And that ball is hit, but it's fouled towards the right field side and now to play. So you lose senior year in high school, and then you fast forward, and then what would have been your freshman season kind of evaporates. It's like back-to-back 2 years. Get it. And we've seen it. I mean, even at a local level. We mentioned Josh Hood earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a kid who was a All-American freshman, Ivy League freshman of the year. The following year, shut down. They cancel his second year. He ends up going in the transfer portal, ends up at NC State, bats behind Tommy Tanks, and then he somehow manages to get drafted by the Seattle Mariners. So it's just like amazingly crazy what happens over the last couple of years.
And hopefully we're kind of crawling ourselves out of it athletically.
Yeah.
And hopefully everything kind of balances its way out.
So another run on the board for the Dukes. It's 13-4. And when we come back, Andrew Slade will take the hill for RCSJ Cumberland here on BFA Sports. Comeback is on the hill for the Dukes, and he's going to start things off on the hill. All right, let me know what's going on, Coach. All right.
All righty, Coach.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on.
And Slade.
Oh, this is Gote.
Francisco Gote. In the face, Andrew Slade. So Slade, the crafty righty, 3/4 arm delivery. Got the deceptive pitches. He hides the ball, man. It's hard to pick him up sometimes.
I'm trying to compose myself. It's just funny. You see things on TV, and then the kids will try to do it here. So you see what he's trying to mess with the timing.
That ball is skied high out into right center field. Underneath of it is D'Amico.
Yep.
So Slade able to retire the first batter that he faces in Gote. But yeah, I guess that's what it is, right? So I mean, Slade as a pitcher, as long as I've known him, and then another guy that was in the stable of my pitchers for quite a few years when he was younger. That was always his thing. It was have good command, be confident in the off speed, and he was never going to blow you away with the velo. And I kind of think that that's from a pitching standpoint who he is. So he's deceptive.
Yeah, he's going to throw strikes. You know, the velocity, you know, won't blow you away, but the command, he's able to throw every pitch at every count, and the deception, you see it in his delivery, and you know he'll do some different things to try to mess with your timing.
So he's going to face Rowan, who has gotten a hold and lost a few baseballs earlier this morning.
Yeah, he's going to be a big part of the Salem offense. He's very talented, and Coach Holt should be thrilled that he has him on roster.
Healthy hack. And Slade has got him on the ropes.
He's just fun to watch.
Oh, he's a baseball junkie.
Yep.
Always has been, always will. Big Red Sox fans in that household.
Yeah. I will say, though, Boston, probably the best city in the country. Overall.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a cool place to be. So Slade surrenders the walk to Rowan. He'll make his way down at first. And it'll bring up number 14.
Nick Davis.
And big Nick Davis. Davis 1 for 2 here on Scout Day Saturday. Ball misses down and low. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you're like, where's the scoreboard? Well, let's remind you of a few things. Number one, it's a Scout Day, so it's a showcase format. But you go over to Gamechanger, download the app, gc.com on your favorite iOS or Android device. Real-time box scores, ability to control your own player highlight clips if you're a premium subscriber. Watch archive video, trim said archive video, and then that makes it real easy to send that out to a college coach. You can email it, you can text it, you can do whatever it is that you really like with it, but it really has helped kind of change the game from a recruiting standpoint. And while we are a proud national partner on a baseball production side now with Gamechanger. So our guys all across the country.
It's an awesome resource.
Man, I'm
an awesome resource.
Big proponent of it, to be able to give a student athlete this kind of power at the tip of their fingers to say, hey, coach, I'm interested in your program. If you're interested in me, boom, here it is. And then the cool part is once a coach has that profile, every time they play a game and it's on Gamechanger.
Yep.
And we obviously have a professional production, multi-camera setup and all that goes along with it. But now, you can take your iPhone, you can take your iPad, you can take a Mevo, strap it to the back of the fence, and
Got your game.
you got your game, and you
Yeah.
got your your own clips and your own highlights. Um, and JD, I try to remind people that they often forget. You don't have to necessarily put the phone behind the fence or the camera behind the fence. Like if you wanted to strap it into the dugouts to get that
Yeah.
side profile shot of your righties or vice versa on your lefties, you can do that.
Again, awesome resource. We've used it for soccer this year, and this is our first time using it for baseball.
Cool. The other thing I'd recommend, since you guys have the perch out there in center field, you might want to hook a Mevo up and just
Leave
put it right
there.
out there, and you'd be surprised what you'll see. All right, so Slade now opportunity to show some persistence, work out of a little bit of a pickle. Got runners at first and second, and he's facing the shortstop John Rodriguez. One of the cool features too that I kind of showed you earlier is sometimes you kind of have an inkling of what the stamina of your average pitcher is, right? Like some of the major league pitchers, those guys, they're not going to go more than 5 innings.
Right.
And then you kind of sit there and say, okay, well, or you have a guy that's working his way back. You're trying to keep him under a certain pitch count, or you're trying to stretch a guy out earlier in the season. And you're like, hey, you know what? I'm probably going to want to give him 40, 50 pitches this go round. You can set an alert on the Gamechanger app. You don't even think about it, and it'll spit it up and say, hey, JD, here you're at 50 pitches. And then as a coach, you're like, oh, okay, well, let me make that decision. So there's a ball lifted out into left, and it's going to find fair territory. 1 run will score. They're going to hold one up. They got to throw at the plate. It's going to be cut off by Wallace. Gets by, and got to make sure that guys are trying to cover the plate. So here, Coach Marco Carolla, let's call it coaching with flair.
Well, again, we've got a young catcher behind the dish, and John Wallace, so who has abundance of talent. But at this level, there are certain situations that sometimes you don't find yourself at the high school level. So, Coach Corolla, he's in midseason form here, and John's got a lot to learn as well. So, which I think he'll be fine.
Always an opportunity to learn and develop, and Elijah Real is at the plate. Fouls one straight back. Slade delivers yet again. That ball misses down. I feel like it's a broken record, but Slade, another South Jersey South Shore Baseball League product from the summer.
I think we had a handful of Dukes in there. This ball
got up shallow center, and that'll be the last batter of the inning. And it's not really going to matter. They're going to tag him out, and I guess that's the 5th batter of the inning. So a little bit of confusion, a lot of energy here as the acutely precise fandom of the Dukes, faithful, making sure that every out is recorded. But nonetheless, an answer back from the Mighty Oaks. It's 13-5 as we head to the bottom of the 10th.
All right, we're live back here at RCSJ Cumberland, where we're in the bottom of the 10th of Scout Day Saturday. Got Sean Broadhurst on the mound for Salem, and at the dish is Aiden Dodge. So Aiden's a sophomore outfielder for the Dukes. Again, he's going to compete for some time here. He comes to us from Eastern High School.
So the former Viking facing off against Broadhurst here in the bottom of the 10th. Got in a lot of baseball today. If you go back and think of, we know we had over 500 baseballs that were thrown by the Hack Attack just for hitting between the two teams. Of course, everybody went through the gamut of the fielding portion of it as well. So a lot of video, and we're already in the bottom of the 10th inning of baseball.
Best part of the Hack Attack, you didn't have, sometimes with a BP thrower, he kind of loses it a little bit, and
yeah,
he's got to find it, and that's about 6-7 pitches. So we had the Hack Attack. It was 8 swings,
efficiency.
8. Yep. So big pickup by the Dukes.
Chases upstairs, swings through and misses. Full count. Now being delivered.
Oh, hey.
To.
Again, a delivery.
Hey. Good to see you. And that ball is hit through the right side, and Dodge will be aboard for the single. And that'll now bring in number 15. And this is, I believe this one on a Josh Mejia. Hey, Ryan, the pitcher. That ball is in for a strike to Mejia. As the Egg Harbor Township product faces off against Broadhurst, who checks the runner over at first. That ball is called a strike. Runner goes, and a tough spot to be in is some loose footing behind the dish, and looks like Mike Ochmansky gonna feel that one a little bit. He's gonna walk it off as he might have rolled that ankle just a little bit, but he seems to be okay. And Coach Holt gonna take an opportunity to head out to the mound, and I think it's more about checking on his catcher, who he thought might have rolled his ankle just a little bit, or perhaps he just wants some airtime on BFA.
As he deserves it. Sorry, we had a little visit. I got some food delivery.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah, Coach Holt has done a great job over at Salem. This is year 3 now. First year was canceled by COVID. It's his 4th year now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So 2020, his year, he was actually in Myrtle Beach when they called them all back. Said that everything was canceled.
Oh.
So their spring trip got cut right in half. So 21 was officially his first year, and 22 just missed the playoffs. Just a bad luck at the end there. So he deserves the airtime.
So we're going to resume the at-bat now with Mejia. It appears that Ochmansky is
shot by Mahia, kind of hole in there, and looks like Broadhurst is a veteran for Coach Holt. He's going to be an arm for him heading into the spring. these kids on film, have them splice it up, send it out to the coaches. Just a break from the standard scout day of having a series of coaches arrive in person. The Dukes and the Mighty Oaks wanted to change it up a little bit, have this filmed so that they're able to send it to whomever, the kids, to whomever they need to go to. As Coach Kroll calls time, Ligarius struggling a little bit.
Still reading.
Looks like Coach Rolls got his word across. Everybody returns to their positions. Got a 1-1 count here to Napoli.
Did it.
1-1. Up and away for ball 2. Breaking pitch in on the hands, fisted over to Ramos, over to first. And that'll be the first out of the inning.
All right. Learning day here at the campus of RCSJ. Well, we're trying out. So, JD, I know, you and I talk all the time, not to kind of just jump in there, but, there's a lot of trial and error behind the business lines of a lot of different things. So we've always kind of come to you and said, hey, we got an idea. You're like, I'm all in. Let's go.
Yeah,
So today is something that we did differently from a broadcasting standpoint as well. So might have been a couple minute interruption there on the feed, but we learned something. But we're actually pushing. We're doing 3 streams right now.
Oh.
So we have 2 going to Gamechanger, a home and an away, and then 1 out to YouTube, to our BFA Live Sports YouTube channel. And we're able to do that by just doing one stream. There's a ball that's lifted out into left field for a base knock, and that'll be an RBI as the Mighty Oaks cross the dish. And that time it is number 4, Nick Silsilka.
Yeah,
that's a mouthful.
Struggling a little bit there.
Okay.
Got audio here.
Hey, I got audio on the thing. I got to turn that feature off.
In steps Daylon Hunter. Hunter takes the pitch inside for a strike.
Oof, swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Johnson. An exclamation point on it.
Wow.
And he gets him on the punchy. So, Ligarius Johnson.
He's got some power at the dish, and this is something he's going to work on in the fall. He was an option in the spring, but yeah, at least one of them. What's that? One of them was. So again, it's just one of the things that Ligarius is going to work on in the fall. It was an option last spring, but it just never came to fruition. So now he's going to have a full fall under Darren Fisher. Oh, as Evans.
And he gets him.
Ooh, close.
Wow. All right.
Ethan Evans. he's athletic back there.
Nice job. That was a heck of a throw right there. Whew, what a play.
But yeah, Johnson, now he's going to have a full fall. He's going to work with the pitchers. And we'll see how it pans out. You can see there's some velocity behind his fastball. So it's just another lefty arm for Coach Kroll to use out of the pen or potentially as a starter.
That ball is up and out of the zone.
Tell you what, I'm learning my way through the Gamechanger. These guys are just changing lineups left and right.
Oh man, yeah, you would never be able to. You would be a hot mess if that thing was a paper book right now. You'd be on your second book.
Yeah.
Well, and really, in theory, you really would, because most of the books are, they cut you off after like 11 innings.
And the spaces are about fingertip width, height, whatever you want to call it. Stepping in is Ryan Morse from Pennsville. He fouls the first pitch back. Good look at Ryan. Break pitch down for ball. 1-1. The 1-1. Down and in. Nice play by Evans there, keeping the ball. Really picking it, but keeping the ball from hitting the backstop there, probably with the runners advancing. It's a really nice showing here today by Evans behind the dish. Athletic. He's got some flexibility back there, and he's quick. So it's a nice addition for the Dukes.
All right. And it looks like we're going to change things up one more time. And we continue on. More baseball here as number 17 comes to bat.
It's Gavin Shapiro.
And it is Gavin Shapiro. We'll get our matchup graphic updated for you momentarily.
Yeah, again, Shapiro was a high recruit for us, high on the list. Coach Corolla was pretty adamant that we needed to get him on roster, and we're thankful that he chose Cumberland.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, wow,
Local
wouldn't you be,
kid.
man? This is, again, he's going to be a key cog to the wheel. You know, again, I just think there's so much projectability in terms of him, his frame, physically, just from a baseball experience standpoint. And he's a worker. I mean, that dude loves the gym. It'll be a 1-3 ground out, unfortunately, for Shapiro. He faces Jordan Torres. So I got to ask,
Yes,
as David Connolly jumps on board now, freshman, 5'11". So in this situation, usually a guy, you know, your pitching staff goes from the bullpen, they pitch, they end up in the dugout. Do you recycle them as a coaching staff and say you need to just get out of the dugout and go back to the
so
bullpen?
personally, on a personal level, I hated when pitchers were in the dugout.
Right.
Because you know how the conversations are in the bullpen.
Yeah.
If they all start coming into the dugout, then those conversations make their way into the dugout, and then they get the position guys pulled in. And it just turns into an absolute nightmare. It turns into a circus in the dugout. So I always prefer them to just stay in the bullpen, regardless if they're in or out.
Yeah.
Now, there are times where you want the starter to stay in and kind of, speak with whoever is the reliever, kind of go through some things. But on a day like today, stay out of the dugout.
Oh, there's a nice play, and there's some good hustle off the bat of David Connolly. He got down the line in a hurry. You see here on the Gamechanger instant replay. I mean, that's a good play. Or in the corner, a little bit of a double pump might have hurt him, but a good call nonetheless. And Connolly is aboard.
Yeah, it looked like just a routine ground ball. It looks like Napoli just couldn't get a grip on it, and Connolly hustling right out of the box from the get-go beats the throw out. Ball in dirt.
Yo, need you 12?
Yep. Evans lifts this.
That ball is sky high, shallow left field, getting underneath of it, but Evans is retired.
In steps John Wallace. It's the first pitch for a ball.
And ball is down and away.
It's funny these days. Again, it's just a learning experience for a lot of these guys, being first-year college guys. Early start to the morning for 12 o'clock start.
Oh,
And so everybody got here around 8, 9 o'clock, obviously for the showcase, but in a normal setting, BP normally starts around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So if you remember from the start, both dugouts were juiced up, going at it,
yeah.
and here we are at around 4 o'clock, and
Chirping.
and here we are, it's just silence. So again, in a normal setting, like a Saturday doubleheader that starts at noon, it's important to keep your energy level up from the first pitch to the end, because again, a situation like today, it's going to be early arrival,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to put in a 10-hour day.
Yeah, it becomes more like a job.
If there's a conference going on here, I'm not entirely sure. Well, it looks like it's all resolved, and we got Furpo coming to the plate. Furpo out of Oakcrest High School. First pitch, Torres. Across the letters for a strike.
So Furpo, some good first impressions here on Scout Day Saturday. Showed some prowess with the leather over there at short.
You just got to get the bat going. I think once the bat gets going for him, whether it be this year or next year, the way he plays defense and the way he runs, he's going to be highly sought after prospect.
Yeah. I mean, you look at all the physical skills in its own right that he's got,
Yeah, absolutely. That's he's got everything. He's got to make sure the classroom stays where it needs to be. To be a recruitable prospect, legitimate recruitable prospect. So. Dirt.
That's almost not fair. What do we do?
He's got some Furpo fans out here.
No, Dave. Come on. Hey, big.
And that'll retire the side as we will move ahead. So another arm headed to the hill for RCSJ.
We're back here live at RCSJ Cumberland for Scout Day Saturday between Cumberland and the Salem Mighty Oaks. On the mound now for the Dukes is James Holman.
So Hallman goes from showing the power with the bat to now showing what he's got with the arm.
Yeah, so we're interested to see how James kind of pans out on the mound. We think he's going to be okay. Toyed with it a little bit last year, but we'll see how a full fall here Holman works out. And at the dish is Xavier Jones.
And he
hits it
fist
right.
one, and it does go foul.
It delivers a true uppercut to the fastball there. It looks like got him a little bit on the hand. Nope. He's going to tough this one out. O2 count to Jones.
And that ball peppered over to third, and that one going to get away from the big first baseman.
I'm going to be mean here and give an error there.
Oh, there you go.
To Semino. I'm sorry. Okay. I've got that brings up Johnny McAllister. Breaking pitch for Hallman's in for a strike. Yeah, just one of those things. Down for a ball. The 1-2 to McAllister.
So he continues to work here. Hallman with a heavy hand.
That fastball's got some zip to it.
Yeah, good late movement as it moves across the zone.
Who knew? 2-2.
That ball gets away. It's going to allow him to move into second base. That ball is grounded over to second, picking up good fire. And they call him on the out. So outstanding quick play. Look at the transition here. Catches the ball behind the bag and is able to get it out.
Oh, he pulled his head out just at the last.
Bang, bang, play. That was an awesome pick.
Yeah, awesome pick. But he just pulled his head out at the last second. Nice play by Ramos. Now is Mike Okmansky. The clear view. Seen him on the mound. Seen him behind the dish. And here he is, taking his axe. I don't see too much activity in the Salem bullpen.
There's a heavy swing, so it's a good location. Holman got him inside
I don't see anything in the
in either bullpen.
Cumberland bullpen, so potentially could be seeing the last inning.
Could be.
Okay.
Inquiring minds want to
yeah.
know, and there's a swing and a miss. They're going to go inside and be able to record the drop third strike. Swing and a miss.
And that'll bring up Nick Cecilka. I'm going Cecilka.
Yeah, it's a lot of syllables there, and the spelling is tricky. Listen, I can relate. My name isn't the easiest one. People take a second guess at it. So,
well, if this is the last edit of the day, this has been an awesome day. Thank you for you guys coming out and kind of putting this video together for the kids. And I'm just glad that both teams were able to see some success today.
Oh, this is great.
On every end, pitching, hitting, defense, and all that. So,
we always enjoy being able to work with you guys here at Rowan, College of South Jersey, Cumberland. It's been a great kind of growing relationship over the last couple of years. And again, I think even more excited to know that, try to get more of a presence, get more people involved, more exposure for the student athletes, which is the ultimate goal.
Sure.
And even next weekend, we'll be right back here as we welcome in a group of 15 and 16s to campus in the College DreamStream Series, powered by Gamechanger. 12 teams will compete here and over at Millville High School. Play to win formula, but the winner of the tournament, instead of getting the old plastic trophy, they actually get a highlight video for the whole entire team.
Awesome.
So then you can get it out on social media. You can send it out to your college coaches, and to the victor goes the spoils.
Are we sure that's better than the trophy?
I see big plastic trophies, and it seems like every week someone's handing out a World Series ring. It's amazing how big the world is.
Crazy.
So we figured, why not give something the players can hold on to, but they can utilize it in the recruiting process and on social media, try to get it out there in front of more coaches to kind of say, hey, this seems to be a pretty good team.
Absolutely.
Where are they going next?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. And,
So it is.
They're telling him to stay out there, so I guess that's what we call a wrap.
Terrific.
All right.
It's a great day. And again, we hope to do this every year with Salem. They've been gracious in planning this. And they're really good people to work with. They've got a great team. I think they're going to be fine this spring. The Dukes offense today.
That's the story.
Yeah.
So Duke's offense came to swing it. Some really good pitching on both sides of the field. And, we're looking forward to seeing where things go from here. So for now, the entire BFA crew, our producer today was Ryan Schumacher. Our camera ops, Mr. Charles Hope, the legend behind the lens. A legend in the making, and Nick Penza. And, of course, our Iron Man, Casper T. Rypod out in center. For Athletic Director J.D. DeYamko, I am Doug Stasic. We can't wait till next time to see you play ball. Have a great night, everybody.